The following programs were originally aired live, long before the advent of high fidelity, and they were recorded using a variety of means, from direct recording onto early audio tape and glass records, to simply placing the microphone of a wire recorder in front of the speakers of a radio playing the program. I hope, however, that any variance in audio quality will not take away from your pleasure in listening to these, some of the all-time favorite shows.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Next guest will give you the laughs, just don't ask him to lend you money. It's Jack Benny coming up next.
The Jack Benny Program. Jack Benny with Barry Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. And now we take you to Jack Benny's home in Beverly Hills. It's early morning. Jack is still asleep, and Rochester's in the kitchen preparing breakfast.
Hello, Mr. Benny's residence. Mr. Benny's residence, star of stage, screen, and radio. So whether you go out or stay home, he's got you trapped. Who? Oh, hello, Sam. I'm glad you called. Hurry right over and return that suit I rented you. The boss is back. I know your week ain't up yet, but I'll give you your money pronto pro rata and providing I'm alive when you get here. That's right. And Sam, we should pass the word along to the rest of my clientele. Goodbye. Well, I guess I'm safe now. Uh-oh. I'll have to dig up some excuse about Mr. Benny's tuxedo. Doggone, when I rented out for Jerome, how did I know they was going to cremate him? Oh, well, I'd better prepare breakfast before the boss gets up. Coming! Oh, it's you, Mr. Milkman.
Good morning, Rochester. I see by this note you left, you want me to start delivering milk again and stop leaving cream.
Yeah, Mr. Benny's back.
Oh. Say, Rochester, is it true that Mr. Benny is going on the air for a new sponsor?
Yes, sir.
Well, look, you tell Mr. Benny I'll be listening to him. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, by the way, there's a little matter of last month's bill. Here it is.
$28 for cream. Okay, I'll write you out a check for it.
Wait a minute. Is that a pair of dice you're taking out of your pocket?
Mr. Milkman, lay that bill down on the ground.
Oh, but Rochester, now look, I don't want
It's too late now. I'm wound up.
Oh, all right.
Here goes. There it is in black and white.
Doggone, I've been homogenized again.
Well, goodbye and better luck next month.
Rochester! Rochester! Rochester.
Oh, good morning, boss. Sit right down and have your breakfast.
Thanks. Gee, it's good to be home.
Good to have you home, boss. You'll never know how much I miss you.
Did you, Rochester?
Yeah. The 3 months you were away, this whole house was so lonesome. I'd go into the living room and see your big easy chair with no one in it, and I'd feel like crying.
Gee.
The trees outside were in bloom, but they look barren to me.
Oh, Rochester.
birds were singing, but I never could seem to hear them. The sun was shining, but I never saw it.
Really, Rochester?
Yeah. I never got up till 8 o'clock at night.
Now, cut out this nonsense and get me something to eat. What are we having for breakfast?
Huh?
I said, what are we having for breakfast?
If this was last season, I could mention it.
If this was last season, you'd have to mention it. Now, get me my breakfast.
Okay. Okay, I'll get you coffee.
You won't sleep till 8 o'clock at night anymore. Rochester, shut off the egg timer.
But I'm getting your coffee.
Shut off the egg timer.
Okay.
Rochester, answer the door.
You told me to shut off the egg timer.
Answer the door.
Okay.
Rochester, answer the phone.
You told me to answer the door.
Answer the phone.
Boss, I can't be in all those places at once. I ain't General Patton.
We'll talk about your rank later. You stop the egg timer and answer the door. I'll answer the phone. Or the door, rather. Da-da-dee-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum. Oh, boy, it's good to be home. Da-da-da-da-dum, da-dee-da-dum.
Hello, Jack.
Mary! Gee, it's good to see you.
Gosh, Jack, you look wonderful. I got to give you a great big kiss.
Oh, Mary, not out here on the front porch.
Another one.
Mary, please, you're embarrassing me.
One more, Jack.
Mary, for heaven's sake, put me down. Please.
Oh, Jack, what are you ashamed of? I haven't seen you in 3 months, and that's a long time to go without a kiss.
Gee, Mary, you mean you haven't kissed anybody for 3 months?
Leave me out of it. I'm thinking about you.
Oh, thanks.
Gosh, Jack, it's good to see you. How was your trip?
Come on in. I'll tell you all about it. Mary, believe me, it was wonderful doing shows for the boys overseas. What a great job those kids are doing. And you know what? If I were 20 years younger, I'd be right out there with them.
You said that during the last war.
Well, I meant it then, too. I mean, Mary, stop mixing me up. I was in the last war. Remember, I was in the Navy?
Oh, Miss Livingston, hello. How are you?
Hello, Rochester.
Mr. Bentley, that telephone call was from your sponsor.
My sponsor?
You act like you're surprised you got one.
Well, I'm surprised he called. I wonder what it's about. Maybe he wants to... No, he wouldn't be giving me a bonus so soon. I wonder what it can be.
Well, maybe he wants to know who you're going to have for a singer. You still haven't got anyone to replace Dennis Day.
That's right, Mary. You know, confidentially, I've been considering Bing Crosby for my singer. You know, he's starting to get popular now.
Well, Jack, I don't want to disillusion you, but you're not going to get Crosby for $35 a week.
I wasn't thinking of $35.
You ain't going to get him for what you're thinking either.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Jack, what are you talking about? You can't hire Crosby. He makes thousands of dollars a week.
Well, hey, maybe I could get his little son, Larry. He sings, too. Or for $5 more, maybe I could get the twins.
Why don't you wait another year? You might have more to choose from.
Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about it now. I'll find a singer. Come in! Hiya, Jackson.
Hello, Jack.
Belzy! Hiya, Mary.
Hello, boys.
Oh, Jack, that trip did you a lot of good. You look wonderful.
I feel good, Don. I really do. Although I lost about 10 pounds.
Well, I lost some weight, too, but on me it isn't noticeable.
Really, Don? How much did you lose?
84 pounds.
Don, you didn't lose it. You just misplaced it.
You know, Jackson, it's like old times having you back. I thought about you every day.
Oh, sure, Phil. I bet you didn't even know I was gone.
I did, too. You left on the day of Flat Top's funeral. You were gone all through Gravel Gertie, and you got back the day after the Brow paid his debt to society.
The brow, gravel Gertie. What are you talking about?
I bet you don't even know about the Summer Sisters being in that iron clamp.
The Summer Sisters.
How do you like that? The newspapers spend millions of dollars trying to educate people, and he don't even take advantage of it.
Well, I've been away. I don't know what's going on around here. Say, Phil.
Why, Jack, Phil was on the Kay Kaiser program.
Well, that must have been nice.
For 13 weeks.
13 weeks. Now I know you're a jerk.
What do you mean?
If you couldn't answer the questions the first week, why did you keep going back? That I can't understand.
Look, Jackson, you got it all wrong. They hired me to ask the questions. I was the professor.
Professor?
Yes, professor. P-U-R-F-E-Z.
I know how to spell it. Remind me to listen in Wednesday night. I want to hear Phil ask those questions. Huh?
Jack, starting Wednesday night, Kay Kaiser will be back on the show.
Oh, then I'll surely listen. Well, fellas, I hate to break this up, but I got a call from my sponsor, and I have to go over and see him. Oh, say, kids, before I go, I want to give you the souvenirs I brought you from the South Pacific.
Boss, you want a hammer to open that big crate?
No, not the crate. The souvenirs are in the valises.
Well, what's in the crate?
Never mind.
You're acting kind of funny about that crate, Jack. Why don't you open it?
I don't have to. The souvenirs are in the valises.
Then what have you got in that crate?
It's something I brought home for myself. I got it on one of the islands in the South Seas.
Well, open it up, Jack. Let's see what it is.
Don, it's nothing. You wouldn't be interested.
Rochester, give me that hammer. I'm going to open it up.
Here you are, Mr. Harris.
Phil, please. Phil, it's just a little thing I picked up on one of the islands. It's for me. Phil!
Well, it's open.
Phil, you have no right to pick up...
Hey, Jackson, what are you so excited about? There's nothing in this crate but a grass skirt.
Nothing but a grass skirt? Let me... Oh, darn it, she got away. Isn't that awful?
Why, Jack Benny, do you mean you actually tried to bring back a...
Mary, help is hard to get, and stop leering at me. Now, come on, Mary. We're going down to see my sponsor. See you later, fellas. I'll see you
Come out wherever you are. I know you're not very far. How I wish you'd hurry, 'cause I'm inclined to worry. These arms of mine are open, you'll appear. Where are you, dear? Come out wherever you are. Come out from under that star. Yes, and incidentally, mentally, I'm not up to par. So come out, wherever you are. Yes, and incidentally, mentally, I'm not up to par. So come out, wherever you are.
Here it is, Mary. Here's my sponsor's office, George W. Hill. Let's go in.
Okay.
And, Mary, please try and act nice, will you?
Oh, Jack, stop worrying. Even though he is your sponsor, you don't have to fall all over him.
Don't be silly, Mary. I'm going to treat him just like any other person.
But, Jack, you never brought a girl an orchid. Why bring him one?
Well, you know, Mary, a man in his position has got almost everything else. Come on, let's go in. Miss, will you please stop into Mr. Hill's office, step in and tell him I'm here?
Yes, sir.
Well, I haven't heard that side of it before. But continue. Your opinions interest
Pardon
me.
me, Mr. Hill.
Yes, Miss Bates?
Jack Benny is waiting in the outer office.
Oh, good, good. Tell him I'll see him in a few minutes. I'm in conference right now.
Yes, sir.
Now, as I was saying, your opinions interest me. I'd like to hear more of them.
Well, first of all, Mr. Hill, I don't want you to think that I have anything against Benny personally.
Oh, of course not, Mr. Allen.
You see, Mr. Hill, with Allen, it's 2 receptions to 1 instead of... I'd be the last one to try and get his job. I've always semi-admired Mr. Benny.
Well, after all, Fred, how could anyone dislike a man like Jack? A man who last year was affectionately nicknamed after General Patton. Old Blood and Guts Benny.
Oh, in that order. Old Blood and Guts Benny. You mean old Toupee and Wrinkles. Old blood and... Why, you know, Mr. Hill, last week his doctor took a sample of Benny's blood and sent it to the laboratory to be analyzed. It came back with a note saying, "Congratulations. Put an olive in this and you've got a martini." Blood, why, Benny wasn't delivered by the stork. He was brought by a leech.
Mr. Allen, hearing you talk, I get the impression that you don't like Mr. Benny.
Oh, I'm sorry I gave you that impression, Mr. Hill. I'm really very fond of Jack. He's one of my best friends. It's just that I hate to see him go back on the air and be a flop.
But what makes you think Benny will be a flop? He always gets laughs.
Mr. Hill. Anyone can get laughs who tells a joke, wiggles his ears, drops his pants, and then shows a Bob Hope movie on the seat of his underwear. And with Benny's red flannels, it looks like it's in Technicolor yet. How can he miss?
But, Mr. Allen, I'm a businessman. I don't care how a comedian gets his laughs, as long as he sells the product. And I think lots of people will sit by the radio, smoke a cigarette, and listen to Jack Benny.
Mr. Hill, that is an impossibility if I have ever heard one. Smoke a cigarette and listen to Benny. How in the world can anyone smoke and hold his nose at the same time? It can't be done.
You know, Fred, I'm a little surprised hearing all this. You see, when I hired Jack, I thought he had a large following.
No, he just looks that way when he's not wearing his girdle. That large following is all Benny.
Well, look, Fred, perhaps it isn't too late. Do you think I could help the program if I got rid of Benny?
No, by all means keep Jack on the program, Mr. Hill. Just cut his part down a little.
Oh, cut his part down a little, eh?
Well, look, Mr. Hill, I know you're a busy man, and I want to run down the hall and see your assistant for a few seconds. I may drop back a little later.
Okay, Fred. You'll find Mr. Stauffer's office quicker if you go through that rear door.
I knew he'd be in the rear. Thank you. So long.
Now, let's see. Oh, yes.
Yes, Mr. Hill.
You may send Mr. Benny in now.
Well, hello, Mr. Hill. Sure glad to see you. Here, have a cigarette.
I'm already smoking one.
Oh, well, I'll have another. Mr. Hill, you know Mary. Mary, you know Mr. Hill. Now, I don't mind telling you, Mr. Hill,
Hello,
that you're
Mr.
one of
Hill.
the swell... now, I don't mind telling you, Mr. Hill... that
Hello,
you're one of-
Mary.
Now, I don't mind telling you, Mr. Hill, that you're one of the swellest guys I've ever met. Not because you're my new sponsor, but because you're one of the finest fellas in the world. One of the squarest, grandest guys.
Oh, Jack, stop pinching his cheek.
Oh, nervous. Well, Mr. Hill, here we are. Yes, sir, ready to get off to a great start on our new radio series.
Well, Jack, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Yes, sir. Talk? To me? Is there wrong anything? I mean, anything wrong? Is there? Is there? Is there? Uh-huh.
No, Jack, nothing wrong. Just a routine talk. Sit down.
Yes, sir.
That's my chair.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was your chair.
Well, you should know. You're sitting on him.
Oh, yes. Silly me not to notice you, Mr. Hill. I'll sit here.
Now you're sitting on me.
I guess I am a little excited, Mary. I'll sit here.
All right, if you think you'll be comfortable on that ashtray.
Pardon me, Mr. Trey. I'll just get up. Is this your lighted cigarette, Mr. Hill? Sorry, I didn't see it, Mr. Hill.
Now, Jack, I wanted to talk to you about some things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, guess who was sitting in this office just a few minutes ago?
Well, I haven't the slightest idea, Mr. Hill. Who was it?
Fred Allen.
Fred Allen? What was he doing here? What did he want? What did he say?
Well, Jack, for one thing, he said...
That's a lie! And when I see him, I'm going to get...
Now, Jack, that's no attitude to take. Fred doesn't dislike you. Why don't you try to like him?
How can anyone like a guy who looks like he does?
Oh, Jack, Allen isn't so ugly.
How would you know? You can't see his face until you lift the bags under his eyes. And with that pained expression, he looks like a hen trying to lay a square egg. Well, don't tell me about Allen.
Now, Jack, don't get excited. And please stop biting my nails.
If I ever meet that sneak face to face, I'll tell him a
Well,
thing.
Mr. Hill, I just dropped back to say goodbye, and, why, Jackie Benny.
Freddie, old boy.
Jack, old pal, it's certainly good to see what's left of you.
Thanks, Freddie. I was just telling Mary and Mr. Hill how much I've missed you.
Yes, sir, Jack, it's great being together again.
I'll say it is. Well, tell me, Freddie boy, what are you doing out here in Hollywood?
Oh, making a picture. I'm over at United Artists.
Oh, yes. I heard that Boris Karloff isn't there anymore.
I know, and I heard that since you've been with Warner's, the studio isn't there anymore.
Now, listen here, Alan.
Now, Jack, it's your own fault. You always have a chip on your shoulder.
I haven't got a chip on my shoulder.
No, he's right, Mary. That's his head. His head looks like a knothole with skin on it.
Now, that settles it, Alan. I've tried to be friends with you, but you won't have it that way. I'd punch you right in the nose if there wasn't a lady present.
I'll leave, Jack.
You sit down. Now, you listen to me, Alan.
And you listen to me, Benny. You'd punch who in the nose?
I'd punch you in the nose if it weren't for your wife and children.
I haven't got any children.
Then why aren't you in the Army? Answer that, civilian.
Oh, Jack, for goodness
You
sake.
keep out of this. Now, listen, Alan, for the last time, I want you to mind your own business.
Jack, why don't you and Fred shake hands and
You
try
shut
to...
up. Now, listen, I want to tell... Oh, my goodness. I said that to my sponsor. Mr. Hill, I didn't mean to say shut up to you. I meant just to say be quiet. Please be quiet. I didn't mean it at all. I never think to say like that to you. Mr. Hill, don't stand there with your back to me. Freddie boy, please tell Mr. Hill I didn't mean it. It was an accident. It was all a big mistake. Fred, don't stand there with your back to me. Mary, tell Mr. Hill it was all a mistake. Tell him I'm sorry. Tell him anything. Just say something.
This is the G.I. Jive, man alive. It starts with the bugler blowing reveille over your bed when you arrive. Jack, that's the G.I. Jive. Rootily toot, jump in your suit, make a salute. Boo! Then you wash and dress, more or less. go get your breakfast in a beautiful little cafe they call the Mess. Jack, when you convalesce out of your seat into the street, make with the feet. Greet. Now, if you're a PFC, your duty is to salute L-I-E-U-T. But if you brush the L-I-E-U-T, the MP makes you KP on the cutie. This is the G.I. Jive, man alive. They give you a private tank that features a little device called Fluid Drive. Jack, if you still survive, chunk all your junk back in your trunk, fall on your bunk, clunk. G.I. Jive, man alive. They give you a private tank that features a little device called Fluid Drive. Jack, after you revive, chunk all your junk back in your trunk, fall on your bunk, clunk. Soon you're counting Jeeps, but before you count to 5, you'll be right back digging that G.I. Jive.
Mary, do you think Mr. Hill was really angry at me because of what I said?
Oh, no, Jack. He knew you were excited and nervous.
Gee, I hope so.
Say, Jack, what are you going to do about a new singer for our show? We have to get somebody since Dennis is in the Navy.
Well, I don't know, Mary. I thought maybe next Sunday I would talk to Frank Sinatra and see if I can make a deal with him.
Frank Sinatra?
Yeah.
But, Jack, he's got 2 programs already.
Well, then maybe he'll hire me. We'll get together some way. I'll ask him to drop over next Sunday. Good night, folks.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
Tales of espionage are coming at you with CounterSpy next.
CounterSpy.
Washington calling David Harding, CounterSpy. Washington calling David Harding, CounterSpy.
Harding, CounterSpy. Calling Washington.
United States CounterSpy. Especially appointed to investigate and combat the enemies of our country, both at home and abroad.
Tonight, the case of the hoodlum's hero. A thrilling counter-spy report to the American people. Brought to you each Tuesday and Thursday by delicious Pepsi-Cola. And now, another report to the American people. In your family's interest, listen to these findings recently released by the United States Testing Company, Incorporated. After thorough and impartial tests, Pepsi-Cola proved of highest purity. Pepsi-Cola has more quick food energy and value, ounce for ounce, than any other leading nationally known cola. Yes, tested, compared against all other leading nationally known cola drinks. Pepsi-Cola won out. You get the best and twice as much in delicious Pepsi-Cola. And now to CounterSpy.
Snowstorm sure comes in handy, huh, Jigger?
Yeah, Benny. Hey, which freight car is it?
It's the one after the next.
Benny, I hope you got that railroad Bulls Beach figured out right.
I always get everything figured out right, Squirt. Remember that.
Sure, Benny, sure.
And what are you shaking in your pants about?
Just a little scared. Look, it's the kid's first job, Benny.
Who's asking you an opinion, Jigger?
What? Nobody, Benny.
Then keep your trap shut. Okay, here we are. Now you take the chisel, Jigger.
Right.
Squirt, you the hammer.
Yeah.
Use the burlap over it to keep it quiet.
All right, Benny.
Pry up the lock. I'll get under it with a crowbar. Yeah, it's starting to give. A couple more whacks will do it.
Okay, Benny, all yours.
Right. I'll have this lock off and nothing flat. Okay. Push the door back. Let's get in there.
Okay.
Now, give me the flashlight, Jigger.
Here you are, Benny.
Them's the crates. Now we'll see if they got those fancy precision tools in them like I was tipped off. You hold down the end of the crate, Squirt. Jigger will pry up the top. Right, Jigger.
Right, Benny.
There they are. A whole mess of super-duper tools.
Boy, did you bring us a couple of good bucks, huh, Benny?
Just like the man said. Got the gunny sack, Squirt?
Yeah, right here, Benny.
Okay, pass one to Jigger. You two get them filled up fast. I'll start on another crate.
Okay, kid, let's you and I make like Santa Claus. Yeah.
Hold it.
What's the matter?
Shut up. I heard somebody outside. Like somebody walking on the snow. Nah, I guess it was nothing.
Come here,
Hey, let go of my leg. Let go. Jigger, what are we going to do?
You're coming with me, all of you.
Fat chance of that, copper.
You crazy kid. Put that knife down.
Sure, copper, I'll put it down. I'll put it down, and you... Honey, Jigger, over here behind the hallway stairs, Squirt.
Where you been, Squirt?
Shh, my mom and Papa right there in the parlor. Let's go downstairs.
Okay.
Danny wants to know where you've been for the last 3 days, Squirt.
Why didn't you show up the next morning like you were supposed to? Don't you want your cut on those tools, Squirt?
No, Benny. Why not?
Shut your face, Jigger. I'm handling this.
I'm afraid, Benny. I don't want to do anything like that again.
What's to be afraid of? We got rid of the merchandise. Everybody forgot about that railroad dick getting knocked off.
Just the same, Benny.
Just the same, you ain't pulling out.
But, Benny, look,
You're staying in, you understand?
Benny.
You're in till I say you can pull out.
Benny, please, no more.
No more. I'm going to slap that face of yours around so I make sure you know what I'm talking
Okay, that's enough of that.
What's the idea? We were just standing.
Come with me. You and these two kids with you. Let's go.
Well, where are we going?
You're going to headquarters.
And this is headquarters, Benny. How do you like it? No clippers in the back, Muggsy.
Yeah, Mr. Laredo, sure.
Well, I asked you kids how you liked it. It's okay, Miss Laredo. It's real okay.
Gee, your own barber chair and everything.
Yeah. Hey, who's the silent kid? I am? That's Squirt. Maybe Squirt ain't impressed. Sure he is. Ain't you, Squirt? Ain't you?
Yeah, sure.
So you all think a lot of Slick Laredo's headquarters, huh? Well, you should. A lot of business goes on in this office. Big business. I guess you kids thought it was the cops when I had you picked up, huh? Yeah, you had me fooled, Mr. Laredo. Yeah, and scared? I ain't ever scared. Of nothing. Tough kid, huh? I get along. I like a kid who's got guts. Just like I was when I was a greenhorn. How much Joe give you for the tools, Benny? Tools, Mr. Laredo? I don't know what you're getting at. Smart mouth, too. Kid's okay, eh, Muggsy?
Yeah, boss, okay.
Now, look, Benny, I know you took the tools to the fence. Joe told me all about it. Tough about that railroad bull, huh? Little off the top, Muggsy.
Yeah, boss, sure.
I had my eye on you and Jigger here for a long time.
Hey, Benny, he's been watching us.
Benny, how would you and Jigger and Squirt like to come in with me?
Come in with you, Mr. Laredo?
It's slick to you, Benny.
Well, Slick, what's your proposition?
Hey, Muggsy, how do you like this kid? Pretty sharp, huh?
Yeah, boss, sure.
The proposition, Benny, is drawing account on 10% of all you take. No penny ante stuff like freight yard hauls either. I set the deals up for you, and I protect you.
Gee, Benny, that sounds swell to me. What do you think, Squirt?
Who asked you two characters for an opinion? Well, Benny? Okay, Slick. It's a deal. Now, about that 10%. What about it? I like to look forward to promotions. Oh, real sharp kid, huh? We'll talk about promotions after your first job. It's set for Tuesday night, bookie joint over on 3rd Avenue. I'll line it out with you tomorrow, okay? It's okay with me. And, Benny. Yes, Slick? Get rid of that knife you carry. You're in the big time now. I got a special gun for you. Okay, Muggsy, go easy on the sideburns, huh?
Yeah, boss, sure.
From David Harding, CounterSpy Headquarters, Washington, to Commissioner of Police Robert Denfield, Bay City. Replying to your recent request for assistance in regard to rise of juvenile delinquency in your city, my assistant Harry Peters and I will arrive your city tomorrow morning. We'll meet you at headquarters.
Write down this card, Mr. Harding. We've turned the whole sub-basement of our police headquarters here into a special lineup room for juvenile cases.
See, Commissioner Denfield. To separate them from the older and hardened criminals, huh?
Yes. I got the idea from one of your CounterSpy bulletins. I asked you to come down here, Mr. Harding, so you could see firsthand this city's juvenile delinquency problem.
Well, that's why we're on this tour, Commissioner Denfield. See what the counterspies can do to help.
Oh, here we are. We can sit right here in the back of the room. All right, Myers, you may begin. Mr. Harding, I think you'll be shocked by the youthfulness of our offenders.
Well, after the conditions I've seen in other cities, Commissioner, I'm a little beyond being shocked.
Well, there go the lights down. They're ready to begin.
James Valenti, alias Joe Valley, alias The Shift. Age 18, 5 feet 8 inches, 138 pounds. Charged with unlawful entry. Previous offenses: assault, carrying arms without a permit, breaking and entering. Step down.
He started at 15, Mr. Harding.
A running start, I'd say, Commissioner.
Sidney Ratter, alias Sullen Sam, alias Nuts, age 19, 5 feet 11, 172 pounds. Charged with felonious assault. Previous offenses: assault and battery carrying concealed weapons. Step down.
19 years old.
Wait till you hear about the next one, Mr. Harding.
Anthony Romano, age 17, 5 feet 7 inches, pounds. Held for arraignment and first-degree murder charge. Step down.
Killer at 17. As a result of gang vengeance, Mr. Harding. Have you seen enough?
Yes, plenty.
Hold it, Myers.
All right, Commissioner.
Mr. Harding, some days we get as many as 30 juvenile offenders.
Well, Commissioner, I've seen cities where the rate was even higher. But in many cases, we've been able to effect a marked decrease. However, it's not a thing you lick overnight.
Oh, I know that, Mr. Harding. And I know, too, the fine work you're accomplishing with your junior CounterSpy organization. I hope you can help us.
Well, we'll do all we can. I'd better get upstairs to my assistant, Harry Peters. He should be about finished going through your files. Well, Peter, come up with anything?
Dave, looks as if you're right again.
You mean you found a likely Fagin in the files?
I've got a line on one rackets boy in this town who sure looks as if he's it.
Now, go ahead.
I'll read you my notes. Salvador Laredo, nicknamed Slick, because he's fastidious about his dress and appearance. 31 years old, 12 arrests, no convictions.
I could see where the Slick fits for other reasons.
Over half of his arrests were for contributing to delinquency of minors, such as sale of lottery tickets, working numbers racket, gambling and betting in pool halls and bowling alleys.
Anything else on him, Peter?
Nothing except that he was a former dead-end kid who worked his way to the criminal top.
I'm afraid that's much more than nothing, Peter.
What do you mean, Dave?
I mean that kids who get off on the wrong foot are easily attracted to a racketeer like Laredo.
Yes, I didn't know what you were driving at. Kids with the wrong slant would make an idol of a character like that. Do anything for him.
So we have the same old problem, trying to make those boys understand that it's unhealthy to respect a lawbreaker. Well, Peters, we'll put him under 24-hour surveillance. We'll keep at it until Slick finds out he's not as slick as he thinks he is.
What time is it, Chicken?
2 minutes to go, Benny.
Hey, Benny, what if a cop sees you in the alley?
You going chicken on me again, Squirt?
No, Benny. Just the way things are now with us working for Slick Laredo and you now with a gun and all. Look, Benny, what if you have to use that gun?
So I know how to use it. Even better than a knife. And if you ever try anything funny, Squirt, I'll show you what I mean.
Hey, Benny, can we move in now, huh?
No. Slick said the bookie in that shop there don't finish counting his take till 2 a.m. Slick said to hit him right on the dot of 2. That's when we're moving in.
Hey, Benny.
What is it?
There's somebody down there at the end of the alley.
I don't see nobody.
I'm sure. I saw something move.
It's just a cat, you dumb cluck. Ought to paste your face in for giving us the jumps.
It's 2 o'clock, Benny.
Okay, let's go. All right, here's the back door. Now, you stay behind me when he opens the door, Chica. Remember the code knock?
Yeah. 3 long and 2 short.
Mm-hmm. Now, you, Squirt, you stick right here. Keep your eye peeled.
Yeah? What do you want?
It's a stick-up, pal.
Huh?
Reach and keep him there.
Why, you crummy little punk.
Get him up like I said, or I'll blow your stupid brains right out of that fat face. Up! All right, now back up. Come on, Chicken. Close the door.
Right.
All right, where's the bundle, fat face?
Bundle?
The dough to take for today. Where is it?
Okay. Over there in the safe.
So go on, open it.
Sure.
You're being too easy, fat face. If you're thinking of pulling a fast one, forget it.
I've seen too many trigger-happy kids like you to try anything fast. I know better than to...
Hey,
give me that gun or I'll break your arm right off.
Yeah, fat face, I'll give it to you right now. Let's get out of here, Benny, when I'm finished. All right, fat face, you asked for it.
No, don't, not again.
So I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you for good.
In a moment, back to CounterSpy, presented by delicious Pepsi-Cola. Have you heard about those tests by that famous laboratory? Have you heard the latest news in the Pepsi-Cola story?
Yes, there's big news about Pepsi. The cola you've always known was most delicious. The cola you've always known was best value is now shown to be the cola of proven highest quality. That's right. The U.S. Testing Company Incorporated reports you get more quick food energy ounce for ounce in delicious Pepsi-Cola than any other nationally known leading cola drink.
Yes, your Pepsi is really tops. Tastes the tops, is the tops, and gives the most. So go ahead, enjoy that extra zing and bounce delicious Pepsi gives you. Insist on it wherever you may be. When you stop at the fountain, make sure you say,
Pepsi, please.
When you stop at a stand, make sure you say,
Pepsi, please.
And at the store, get Pepsi in the money-saving carton of 6 big 12-ounce bottles. Pepsi 6 bottles serve 12 refreshing glassfuls. Twice as much. So save money and get the best. Come on, sing the Pepsi song with us.
Pepsi-Cola, it's a spot. 2 full glasses, that's a lot. Twice as much and better, too. Pepsi-Cola is the drink for you. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola.
And now, back to CounterSpy.
Harding, CounterSpy field office to Peters, special squad car X3.
Peters, go ahead, Dave.
What's your location, Peters?
Wentworth Avenue between 5th and 6th. Cruising.
Well, Peters, I just got a call from Commissioner Denfield about Slick Laredo. I'll meet you at the corner of 11th and Millwood. Get there as fast as you can.
Will do, Chief. Peters, the name of the murdered bookie is Johnny Sandusky. That mean anything to you?
Yes, Dave. Sandusky's name was on one of those Laredo reports I turned into you. He was one of Slick Laredo's biggest rivals in this town.
So was Vince Fresno, until he was mysteriously murdered 2 months ago. Get the picture, Peters?
How can you miss it? Laredo's out to consolidate his position as top racket boy.
That's it. We know from our surveillance reports on Laredo that he wasn't within 5 miles of the store where the murder took place early this morning. So the question is, who does Laredo's dirty work?
You think it might be some kids, Dave?
Well, that's possible, in view of the fact that Slick Laredo is notorious for exploiting minors.
What's your plan, Chief?
Well, an old but reliable one. To capitalize on criminal pattern. You can almost be sure that Laredo isn't going to stop eliminating his competition until he can wear his crown without worry.
Well, according to our reports, Laredo still has 2 big rivals outstanding. Georgie Troy and Ken Easton.
Yes. So I've asked Commissioner Denfield not to have Laredo picked up for questioning in Sandusky's murder.
Let him think he got away with it, huh?
I have an idea it'll encourage him to proceed with his elimination tournament with a little less caution.
In other words, Dave, build up his ego.
That's right, Peters. Build it up for the big letdown.
Benny, you shouldn't call me. You're at the house.
Squirt, me and Jigger are still waiting for you down at the candy store. What's the stall for?
My mom's right in the next room. I can't talk now.
You don't have to talk. I'll do the talking. Slick Laredo's expecting us over at his headquarters. And Slick's like me. He don't like to be kept waiting.
But, Benny, I don't feel so good.
You'll feel a lot worse if I have to come there and get you.
No, Benny, please. Don't do that.
Okay, then, Squirt. You got just 5 minutes to get here.
Feels good, Muggsy. Keep working on that shoulder a little.
Yeah, boss, sure.
Great thing to rub down, Benny. Keeps you right in the pink.
Slick, you said we were going to talk business.
I'm the one guy who can mix business with pleasure. That right, Muggsy?
Yeah, boss, sure.
Some vocabulary Muggsy's got, huh, Benny? But Muggsy ain't as dumb as he sounds. The less you talk, the less trouble you get into. Hey, Muggsy?
Yeah, boss, sure.
Benny, I had Jigger and Squirt wait outside because I wanted to talk to you alone. Have one of my smokes on the table there. Got 'em special blended for me.
No, thanks. Slick, you still haven't said anything about our 10% for the job the other night.
10%? What 10% are you talking about?
The 10 you Hey, what are you trying to pull?
I changed my mind about the 10%.
The deal was 10%.
That was the deal. Now I got another
Look,
one.
there was some trouble getting that dough. You know, I had to knock Sandusky off.
That's the way things go sometimes. Well, turn over so you can work on the other side, Muggsy.
Yeah, boss, sure.
Look, Slick, me and my boys delivered.
You delivered. And I like the way you did it.
Well, then why cut us down?
Who said I was cutting you down? I'm upping the percentage.
What?
To 25, Benny. What do you say to that?
25. Hey, that's okay. Hey, what's the catch?
How do you like this Benny, huh, Muggsy? On his toes, always looking for the angle, huh? Got what it takes, huh?
Yeah, boss, sure.
No catch, Benny. I like the way you operate. You got guts, know what to do when it's got to be done.
That's right, Slick. I'm no slouch.
Now, Benny, I got another job for you. Call Jigger and Squirt in here, and I'll line the proposition out.
Dave, Agent Braden just radioed his report to our patrol point. Any activity at Ken Easton's bookie shop, Peters? Nothing so far, Dave. Report says it's quiet as a mouse over there.
All right, Peters, but I'm willing to bet a good part of my pension that there'll be activity soon, either at Easton's or Georgie Troy's place across the street.
I'm beginning to fall asleep on my feet, Dave.
Yeah. A little done in myself, Peters. Almost 2 a.m.
Well, looks like tonight's not the night, Dave. We may just as well...
Get back in the doorway, Peters.
What? What's up?
That boy, coming out of the alley across the street, under that Pepsi-Cola sign. See him?
Yeah. The alley right next to Troy's place.
There he goes back in again.
Must be the lookout.
Let's go, Peters. We'll grab him first.
Let go, will you? Let go of me.
You're staying right here, youngster.
Well, I didn't do anything.
You whistled when you saw us coming. You gave your friends a signal to make a run for it.
No, I didn't, mister. I was just whistling because
You got away, Mr. Harding. Ducked over a back fence.
All right, Peters. We'll take this one back to the car. Now, look, Squirt. Telling me the truth will only do you good.
Please, Mr. Harding, I told you what I was doing in that alley.
Mr. Harding said the truth, Squirt.
I know quite a bit about boys, Squirt. I've dealt with all kinds. I can tell pretty quickly just what kind of a person a boy is at heart. You're frightened. That's why you're not telling me the truth. And it's not because you're afraid of me. It's someone else.
Mr. Harding, let me alone, will you?
You're protecting someone else, not because you like him, but because you fear him.
You've got nothing to fear now, Squirt.
He'll kill me if I talk. I know he'll kill me.
Whoever it is, Squirt, I promise you he'll never get the chance.
Is it Slick Laredo?
Slick? How did you know we were...
Then it is Laredo.
No, he's not the one I'm scared of.
But you have been working for Laredo.
Come on, Squirt, answer. It is Laredo, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Harding. We were working for Laredo.
I promise you, Squirt, you have everything to gain if you'll tell us the whole story.
All right, Mr. Harding. I'll tell you everything.
What'd you come back here for, Benny? You're supposed to follow orders.
I want to talk to you, Slick.
So talk.
Alone.
Vamoose, Muggsy.
Yeah, boss, sure.
So now we're alone, Benny.
I want to talk to you about the job tonight. The job we didn't finish pulling.
Didn't finish?
Because we didn't get a chance.
What are you driving at?
The cops are outside Georgie Troy's place.
What?
They grabbed Squirt. Jigger and me lammed over a fence just in time.
Will Squirt talk?
Sure he'll open. Squirt's yellow from top to bottom.
Well, we better blow out of town.
You're staying right here, Slick.
What? Hey, what's the idea of that?
I'm giving this gun back to you, Slick.
Back?
Right in that sneaky face of yours.
Hey, what's the matter with you? Crazy or something?
Yeah, like a fox. Before I beat it out of Georgie Troy's place, he tipped me off to your angle, Slick.
Angle? I ain't got any angle.
You didn't care about the dough we got for you on the holes. That's why you gave us 25%. All you cared about was getting the competition out of the way.
You can't believe Troy. He'd tell you anything.
You were just using me to torpedo Sandusky and Troy. The next haul was to be set up at Ken Easton's joint, wasn't it, Slick? Easton was to be next, huh? And then when I got rid of Easton for you, I'd get the kiss off.
Benny, you got it all wrong. I wouldn't do a thing like that to you.
You're a stinking liar. I'm going to give you the same kind of a break you were going to give me. I'll give you...
Take care of him right now. Hand me his gun.
Here you are.
Goodbye, Benny.
Drop that gun, Laredo.
Boss.
Drop it over my neck. That'll be your finish.
Okay. Don't shoot again.
Keep the other one covered, Peter. Got it, Mr. Harding.
Harding. That's right, Laredo. How's Benny, Peters? Just a crack on the head. He'll be coming around any minute, Chief.
All right, Peters. While we're waiting, we'll explain to Slick Laredo just how bad an investment young hoodlums can be.
Well, that takes care of the hoodlums hero. Now let's take care of the refreshments. Bring on those big, big Pepsis and have delicious Pepsi-Cola all around. Tastes good. You just can't match Pepsi's fresh, tangy flavor. And there's plenty for two of you in Pepsi's big 12-ounce bottles. Get Pepsi by the carton. It's 6 bottles, but 12 drinks. So save all that money and enjoy that extra zing and bounce delicious Pepsi gives you. Remember, Pepsi's proven highest quality, yet it gives you twice as much.
Pepsi-Cola, it's a spot. 2 low prices, that's a lot. Twice as much and better, too. Pepsi-Cola is a drink for you. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola. Delicious Pepsi-Cola.
Same time, same to CounterSpy. Listen on Tuesday for the exciting Case of the Fabulous Formula.
The discovery of a new defense secret and the brutal liquidation of the inventor sent your counterspies on a trail of violent death. The stakes, an important government secret. The enemy, one of the strangest we have ever faced. Listen on Tuesday to
The Case of the Fabulous Formula on CounterSpy. Tonight's CounterSpy program originated in New York, was directed by Mark V. Loeb, dramatized by Edward Adamson, and featured Don McLaughlin and Mandel Kramer, with music by Jesse Crawford. This is Jay Jackson speaking. CounterSpy is a Phillips H. Lord production for Pepsi-Cola. Enjoy some delicious Pepsi tonight.
Hey, man, how about we check in with Fibber, Magee, and Molly next? That sounds good to me.
The Johnson's Wax Program with Fibber, Magee, and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber, Magee, and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the Kingsmen and Billy Mills Orchestra. Well, tonight we welcome back Fibber and Molly to cheer us and warm our hearts. And I'm back, too, to remind you to keep the rooms of your house as attractive as possible. To have chairs and tables and sideboards that glisten and shine. Yes, and to have nice-looking, highly polished floors. They're especially important to the beauty of a room. And it's a beauty every floor in your house will have and keep when you use Johnson's Paste Wax. Because Johnson's Paste Wax not only makes your floors glisten from border to border, it also covers those floors with a hard coat that protects your floors, resists scratching and wear. Nice part is, dirt can't penetrate that tough coat of Johnson's Wax. So, a few strokes with a dry mop is all it takes to keep your floors sparkling. Tomorrow, get some Johnson's Paste Wax. Make cleaning easy. Protect your wood floors, too. And as you look at their rich, lustrous surface in the evening lamplight, see if you don't agree that nice-looking rooms and warm, happy hearts go together. There is a term for a man who won't go to work until autumn. And here he is, the fall guy, and his wife, Fibber, Magee, and Molly.
Sweetheart, what's the matter with you these days? You seem a little discontented.
Oh, I am. I'm peeved. I'm unconcerted. I'm let down. I feel like a pig with laryngitis.
How's that?
Disgruntled.
As downcast as a yo-yo, as Bob Hope would say.
Yeah. Who?
Bob Hope?
Oh, yeah, the fellow with the snap brim face. Well, here's my complaint, Tootsie. I'm bored. Nothing happens. No excitement. I sit around here on my big, fat, easy chair and smoke too much. What kind of a life is that for a red-blooded American boy like me?
Isn't that rather a Russian attitude, dearie?
Huh?
Trying to think up ways to disturb the peace, are you?
Oh, maybe it is, but let's be fair. You got to admit Russia always observes the fire laws at the UN conferences.
Yes?
Yeah. They lower the Iron Curtain at least once during every performance. Anyway, if something exciting don't start happening around here soon,
Somebody at the door, dearie. And if it'll help your mood any, I hope it's somebody with a black mask, carrying a smoking revolver and a cage full of vampire bats.
Yeah, no such luck. Probably just one of our dull friends. Come in.
Oh, it's the old-timer, McGee.
What'd I tell you? Hi, old-timer.
Hello, Mr. Old-timer.
Hi there, kids. Hey, I got some exciting news for you.
Yeah?
What is it?
Know that flagpole sitter up on top of the pole in the Wistful Vista Trust building?
Yeah.
What about him?
Well, he was getting so little attention it made him sore. So he said the town was dead, and now he's sitting there at half-mast in memory of it.
Well, I'm afraid himself here agrees with the flagpole sitter, Mr. Old-timer.
Boy, I sure do. This town is so dull, I hear the police department is getting an unlisted phone number.
Well, I know exactly how you feel, Johnny. Never forget once I was kind of bored, busted, and desperate. That was way back in my salad days.
In your what?
In my salad days, Johnny. I was green and all mixed up. The only reason somebody didn't take a knife to me was it would have been bad manners. It would have been.
Yes, it would be.
Anyway, I just had a nickel betwixt me and starvation, so I called up my brother. Line was out of order. Called him again later. Line was out of order. For 2 days I tried to call him. Line was always out of order.
Well, you still had your nickel. And when you were young, a nickel must have been worth about 5 cents.
So what'd you do, old-timer?
Well, sir, I was right near the zoo at the time, so I decided to destroy myself. Throw myself to the wild animals. I was that disgusted.
Wow.
So I walks up to the keeper and I says, "What time you feed the animals, monkey boy?" And he says, "Well, I feed this big one in about 15 minutes. But he don't get no meat tonight." "Why not?" says I. "Well," says he, "the lion is out of order." Come on, kid.
Well, I hope you're not as desperate as all that, dearie.
No, but my gosh, I got to do something. Hey, you know what I think I'll do?
What?
I'm going to go downtown and get my pants pressed.
Well, that ought to cause a lot of excitement, at least among your sartorial critics. I'll get my hat and go with you, if you don't mind.
Oh, I'd love to have you, kiddo. Let's go.
All right. I'll run upstairs and put on my face.
Okay. Take your time, though. The pressing shop is open till 6. Ah, there goes a good kid. I hope she don't take it too personal that I don't find life too exciting, but they say exciting marriages don't last long. They pass the exclamation point too quick. I always says that if... Oh, now, come in.
Hi, mister.
Well, my gosh, hi, Teeny. I'm glad to see you. How you been, Teeny? You going to school these days?
Oh, sure. Sure. I'm in the 3rd grade, too, I bet you.
Well, good for you. I was in the 3rd grade once myself. 3 times, in fact. Hey, Mrs. Magee and I are going downtown early tomorrow. Stop by and we'll give you a lift to school.
Oh, gee, thanks, mister, but Mr. Toops is going to take me tomorrow.
More Toops? He don't go that way.
Oh, he does tomorrow, I bet you. Teacher wants to see him on account of Willie's arithmetic.
Oh, well, I can understand that. Old Mort ain't any genius at mathematics, too, either. When he was treasurer of the Elks Club, we got so far into the red we were listed as subversive. So Willie Toops has got arithmetic trouble, too, eh?
Yeah. Teacher asked him what 2 and 2 was, and Willie said, Little Joe. She asked him what 4 and 4 were, and he said 8, the hard way. And she said, what 6 and 6? And Willie said, boxcars. And she says, what's 1 and 2? And Willie says, you lose the point, but you keep the dice, so the teacher wants to talk to Mr. Toops. Well, I guess I better fade now, mister. So long.
So long.
Billy Mills in the orchestra and a fellow with an umbrella.
fine thing. When life gets so dull, a guy's got to get his pants pressed just for some excitement. Oh, well, I guess we can use the rain.
What rain?
The rain that always rains when I get my pants pressed. Or the car washed. That's why. Hey, look who's coming.
Oh, for goodness sakes, it's Wallace Wimple. Hello, Mr. Wimple.
Hi, Wimp, old man.
Hello, folks.
Going to the public library, Mr. Wimple? I see you have a book under your arm.
Oh, this is just my bird book, Mrs. McGee.
Your what, Wimp?
My bird book.
Oh.
I'm president of the Wistful Vista Bird Watchers and Bee Banders, you know.
What on earth are bee banders?
Well, we catch a bee and put a little teensy-weensy band around one of his legs and then let him go.
Uh-huh.
That way we can study how far they travel, how many trips they make, and all that sort of thing.
Oh, interesting.
I banded a dandy big bumblebee yesterday. And you know where he went?
Where'd he go, Wimp?
Down the back of my collar. But today I'm out bird watching. We had a report that there are some Alabama finches, some northern snipe, and some green-tufted ruffs just east of town.
They pretty hard to find, are they, Mr. Wimple?
Well, the finch is a finch and the snipe is a pipe, but the ruff is really tough. Well, I've got to be getting along, folks. I'm on my way to meet Sweetie Face.
You mean?
Yes, my big old wife. I'm meeting her under the big clock on the department store corner at 2:15.
2:15, heavenly days. It's 2:45 now.
I know, but there's a rumor going around that big clock is going to fall down one of these days. So I always let you know who get there first.
Yeah.
Well, so long.
So long. Well, come on in the pressing shop, Molly. Let's get my pants pressed and then look around for a little excitement.
Hello, Mr. Threadbomb.
Hi, Threadbomb.
Hello, Mr. McGee. Hello, McGee. When are you going to let me make you a suit?
Threadbomb, you can start making me a suit on the day that Dewey votes for Truman. And as long as you'll have a long time to wait for that, I'm going to let you put a crease in these pants.
You think you can get any shape into those pants just during one administration?
I can try, Mr. McGee. Take them off in the booth, McGee, behind those curtains. Have a chair, Mr. McGee.
No, thank you. I'll just stand here by the window.
Well, here's the pants, Threadbomb. Press them so you can't see the apples in the knees. Hey, what's that music, Molly?
Oh, McGee, it's a parade. Look, Mr. Threadbomb.
A parade? Oh, I love parades. Watch the shot, McGee. I want to see the parade.
Oh, I knew if I came downtown I'd find some excitement. Boy, hand me my pants, Molly. Let's go see the parade.
Well, I can't, dearie. Mr. Threadbaum took them with him when he left. He had them over his arm.
What? He had them over his arm? Well, of all the dirty. Well, if that wasn't a silly thing to do, now I can't see the parade. Who's in it?
Well, there goes the governor's car.
Yeah?
Yes. The ROTC. Oh, there's a painful sight.
What's that?
The Dental Society drill team.
Ooh.
Yes, and there's the 4th Ward Checker Chowder and Marching Club. And the Veterans of Foreign Wars.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of older men with cauliflower ears carrying a banner.
Cauliflower ears? What's the banner say?
Veterans of the Boxer Rebellion.
Oh. Dad rat. Where's that guy with my pants? Just when there's some excitement around here, I get caught with my... I wonder where he went with them.
Well, he's probably watching the parade because...
Hello, Molly. Hiya, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Junior. What's new?
What do you mean, what's new? Haven't you heard?
Heard what, Mr. Wilcox?
There's a new glow in Glow Coat. A glow that's longer lasting. A glow that protects the beauty of your linoleum better than ever before. Why, with the new Glow Coat...
Oh, Junior. Whoa, just a minute, boy.
What's the matter?
Look, anxious lad. You've had all summer to think up a subtle, delicate approach to the subject, and what do? You come blooping in here and start beating us over the head with salesmanship.
Can't you be a little more subtle, Mr. Wilcox? Can't you try a little more delicate approach?
Well, I could, but I don't see why I should, Molly. Suppose your millionaire uncle died and left you everything. Would you want to be told quick or have it slip up on you? No, sir. Good news should be passed on right away and loud. So that's why I say you'll like this new self-polishing floor wax better. There's a new glow in Glow Coat that gives a shine that a damp cloth doesn't disturb, that shines as it dries in 20 minutes or less, and has a sparkling finish that...
What's the matter? What are you staring at me for?
Seeing you standing there like that just reminded me of something, pal.
What?
I left my wife sitting in the Bijou Theater.
What is there about me that reminded you of that?
Those Technicolor shorts you're wearing.
Technicolor shorts. He should talk about my shorts. Did you ever see the shorts he wears with the red ants printed all over? No, naturally you haven't. Hey, is the parade over?
No, there's still one elephant coming along. No, it isn't either. It's Dr. Gamble.
Oh. Hello, Molly.
Hello, Doctor.
Hello, McGee.
Hi, Doc. How'd you know I was in here?
I saw your blue serge pants down near Oak Street over Threadbaum's arm.
How did you know they were McGee's, Doctor?
Some woman was using them as a mirror to powder a nose. Nobody but Super Mug here wears pants with such a lovely gloss. Probably the glow coat influence.
Look, cylinder head. I ain't in any mood to be twitted. I come in here to get my trousers pressed, and the minute I get them off, down the street comes a big parade, and I can't even go to the window.
Well, I'm glad somebody's found a way to keep you off the streets. Say, I haven't seen you people much this summer.
No. It was a very pleasant summer.
Thank you.
Hey, do me a favor, will you, witch doctor? Run down the street and find Threadbaum and drag him back here so I can put my pants on again and get out of this stuffy cubbyhole.
Why, certainly. I've got to get back to my office anyway. It's getting late.
My goodness, that's a beautiful wristwatch you have there, Doctor.
Well, thank you. I just bought it. It's a genuine 17-jewel Grunova.
A genuine Grunova? And you bought it?
Well, why not?
My gosh, I never knew they sold them things. I thought they just gave them away on radio programs.
Well, nice to see you, Doctor. You've got to hurry on?
Yes, I have an appointment in 10 minutes. Peculiar case. Actress. Can't stop jerking and wiggling, and her skin is beginning to get a sort of herringbone pattern on it.
Wow, that sounds serious. What's the treatment, Doc?
Well, I'm going to order her to get off television and back into radio. Good day. And here are the King's Men.
There once was a mad arranger, a music-happy guy. And when he'd orchestrate a song for weird effects he'd try, when he felt especially moody, he'd sit down and write a tune for a piccolo and harp. 6 typewriters, 1 zither, and a leaky balloon. He turned out his mad arrangements, got famous overnight. There seemed to be no limit to his wild orchestral flight. He arranged the anvil chorus and a solo for bassoon with a piccolo and harp, 6 typewriters, a zither, and a leaky balloon. When Toscanini heard of him, he called him an idle bird brain. So the guy went home and he wrote a little fugue. Yes, he wrote a little fugue, a little fugue, a little fugue for lawnmowers, divisi, and a piccolo, and a window pane. But one day St. Peter called him. He scored his final song and started up the golden stair to join the angel throng. At the pearly gates they met him, and the choir gave forth a tune. With a piccolo and harp, 6 typewriters, a zither and a leaky balloon. A piccolo and harp, a zither and a leaky balloon. And that's the end, the end, the end, the end of his tune.
This is a fine state of how do you do. Me trapped in here with no britches and the whole town full of excitement. I'll give Threadbaum just 2 minutes to get back here with my pants.
Then what will you do?
Well, I don't know. I might even sue him. What could I sue him for? Promise of breeches? Don't you get it, Molly? Promise of breeches? Breeches promise?
It ain't funny, McGee.
Oh, thanks. That's the best I could do in my shorts.
Heavenly day.
My gosh, what was that?
A streetcar crashed into an egg truck and knocked it through the window of Kramer's drugstore and sheared off a hydrant, and water is squirting 50 feet in the air, and the motorman and the truck driver are hitting each other, and the policemen are trying to separate them, and the gutter's full of broken eggs. Why did you ask?
Why did I ask, she says. This town has had more excitement in the last hour than it's seen for 40 years, and me trapped in here with no pants. Oh, all the dumb luck. Why couldn't...
Oh, my goodness, it's Mayor Latrivia. Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Hi, Latriv, old man.
Hello, Molly. Hello, McGee. Say, why are you sticking your unhappy-looking face out through those curtains? You hiding from somebody?
He's hiding from everybody till he gets his trousers back.
Oh, getting a fitting, are you, McGee? Well, that should dispel some of the caustic criticism so accurately aimed at your sartorial ineptitude.
That's mighty fancy language, Latriv. You an Oxford man?
Yes, I am, McGee. I've tried wearing high shoes, but they hurt my ankles.
We came down to get McGee's trousers pressed, but Mr. Threadbaum ran out with them over his arm when the parade started.
Yeah, and I've been sitting here ever since. Hot under the collar and cold under the shorts.
Say, Mr. Mayor, I'm surprised you weren't in the parade.
Well, it was for an opponent of mine, Mrs. McGee, a man I heartily dislike personally and politically.
Is he going to give you any competition for election, Latriv?
No, I think not. I've done a little research into his private life, and believe me, I cooked his goose for him.
Well, I think that was a mighty generous gesture, Mr. Mayor. Mighty neighborly.
I beg your
That's
pardon.
why we like you, Latriv. Any type guy that no matter how bitter his campaign is, he can stop in the middle of it long enough to go over to the other guy's house and cook him a goose, that's the type guy.
Mine too, dearie.
Yes, sir.
I don't think you quite
got
understand.
a special recipe for roast goose, Latriv? The reason I ask, we got one that's been in the family for 4 generations.
A goose?
Oh, no. A recipe. You see, Latriv, you take a hen goose and you marionette it into dandelion wine for 6 days, and then you
Please,
toss
please. McGee, just a minute. I didn't mean I actually went to the man's house and cooked a goose for him. I was merely using
you had the man over to your house.
Oh, that was even sweller of you. Yes, sir, that's the true American spirit. That's democracy at work. I claim that any type guy...
No, McGee. No, let's get this straight. Huh? I did not actually roast a goose for anybody. Oh. I simply
Maybe
used...
he fried it, McGee. Personally, I never heard of fried goose, but I'm open-minded about it.
Me too. What's your recipe for fried goose, Latriv?
I've never fried a goose, McGee, nor roasted one either.
Oh.
Can't you get it through your head that I'm... Look, this was not really a culinary operation.
Oh.
I was not referring to the actual cooking of an ordinary goose. I merely
Oh,
meant...
maybe it was a wild goose he cooked. Personally, I find them a little gamey, myself.
Not if you use my family recipe, you don't. You take a wild hen goose, marionette it 6 days in dandelion wine...
I don't want a marionette a hen! Cook a dandelion! Alive.
No.
Nobody said anything about winding a hen into giving him anything. In the magoozing. When I said I manned the cook's goose, you're trying to cook my words. You're trying to marionette my dandelion. I didn't say anything to do. You were the one. I didn't wait. It was... McGee?
Yes, boy.
When it comes to character, I consider myself somewhat of a critic. And when I tell you...
Of a what, Mr. Mayor?
Critic, Molly. Critic. One of them insects that rubs its hind legs together. Can you do that, Latrivia? My gosh, I don't know how you ever lose an election with a talent like that. Any guy that can rub his hind legs together and screech at the... Did he leave, Molly? Must have just remembered an appointment. Hey, look out the door and see if Threadbomb is coming. Now that I missed all the excitement, I might as well get my pants and go home.
Well, I can see him from here, dearie. He's running down the street.
This way?
No, the other way.
The other way? What for? What's he running?
Heavenly days. There's a fire someplace.
Fire? Well, of all the dirty tricks. This rap the dad rabbit. Fire! Fire out there!
McGee, I'm terribly sorry. I forgot all about you sitting here without any trousers. But there was so much excitement, I never thought of you. I'll press him right away.
Hand him here, Threadbomb.
You mean you...
Hand him here before I mangle you. You kept me trapped in here while there was parades, fires, accidents, and street brawls. And hereafter, I take my business elsewhere. I and you are washed up, Threadbomb.
You mean somebody else is going to get that 40 cents every 3 months? Oh, I'm ruined!
Well, just the same, you were pretty inconsiderate, Mr. Threadbomb.
I know. I'm very sorry.
Okay, Threadbare. Forget it. Come, Mrs. McGee.
Oh, heavenly days. Will you look at that? They've cleaned up the mess in front of Kramer's drugstore, and you'd never know a thing happened.
There ain't even any confetti to show there's been a parade. Boy, if I don't miss out on everything. It's a miracle the way nothing ever happens around me.
Well, let's go home, dearie, and read about it in the paper.
Yeah, okay, kiddo. Get in. I'll drive.
Just a minute there, mister. Is this your car?
Yes, it is, officer. Something wrong?
Lady, you got a gift for understatement.
What are you talking about? I ain't even been driving this car for an hour and a half. I've been sitting in the tailor shop there getting my pants pressed.
Yeah. While you were in there, we had a fire on this car right in front of a fire hydrant. Also in a no parking block. Also on a published and posted parade route. Also, it's leaking oil, and an egg truck skidded on it and crashed into a streetcar, and a police officer on a motorcycle rushing to the scene also skidded and broke a leg. Mister, you're guilty of enough infractions to get 99 years.
I am, huh? Oh, boy, ain't that wonderful, Molly? I finally stirred up some excitement in this town. Well, give me the summons, Buster, and thank you very much. You saved my day.
No, sir. You just get along home.
What's this? You're not going to arrest him for all those things?
Lady, with a list of misdemeanors that long, no judge would believe it. Huh? And I'd be a nasty old Cossack persecuting an innocent citizen. Oh, no, I'm no fool. Go on, Sonny, beat it.
Well, of all...
And, Sonny.
Yeah?
Just as a suggestion.
Yeah?
Better put your pants on.
Fibber and Molly will be back in just a minute. Most of you know that the mellow beauty of gleaming polished floors is only one of the rewards you get with Johnson's Paste Wax. Johnson's Wax, you see, protects your floor from scratching and the rough wear the men folks give it. And that same coat of hard, glistening Johnson's Wax makes your floor easy to keep clean. A dry cloth picks up dirt in a flash, leaving your floor as bright as when you first waxed it. That's pretty important, I think you'll agree, with the wet weather coming on. When you're at the store tomorrow, ask for Johnson's Paste Wax. And next week, when you're listening to this program, I hope the surface of your floors will be twinkling as brightly as, well, as Fibber and Molly. Don't forget about the new Johnson Beauty Floor Electric Polisher. You just glide it around while it does the buffing and polishing for you. You can buy a Beauty Floor electric floor polisher from your Johnson dealer, or rent one by the day at a low cost if you prefer.
McGee, don't let me forget to hear Johnson's Wax other show tomorrow morning.
Okay, just let me know. Whose other show?
Johnson's Wax. They have another radio show on Mondays and Wednesday morning. With Fred Waring, no less.
Johnson's have got another show on? My gosh, kiddo, why don't somebody tell me these things? Let me out that bookcase.
What on earth are you looking for?
My joke book. I've been too relaxed.
Well, it could be.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
This is WMAQ, NBC in Chicago.
Well, Silver, wait those thrilling days of yesteryear with the Lone Ranger up next.
A fiery horse with the speed of light. A cloud of dust and a hearty hi-yo Silver. The Lone Ranger. Nowhere in the pages of history can one find a greater champion of justice than the masked rider of the plains. It was his strength and courage that brought law and order to the western United States. His daring and resourcefulness that broke up the outlaw bands on the frontier. But above all, it was his ability to judge character that enabled him to lead the pioneers along the trail of progress. Return with us now to those thrilling days when the West was young. From out of the past come the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver. The Lone Ranger rides again.
Come on, Silver! We're heading for Basin City! Hi-yo, Silver! Away!
A stagecoach rattled its way through the rolling, heavily wooded country on the trail to Basin City. It carried but 4 people. One was the driver himself. The second, a stocky, bearded passenger who had chosen to share the driver's seat. Inside the coach sat the second pair. They were an elderly couple who seemed to enjoy every minute of the trip.
Caleb, I never dreamed any part of the world could be as beautiful as this. Just look at those hills rising over there. Aren't they grand? And this air. I declare, Caleb, if I breathe much more of it, I'll be a girl again.
Glad we came, Edith.
You know I am.
Think you like living the rest of your life in the West?
Caleb, now that I've seen it, I'd never live anywhere else. Never.
Sure.
I'm not just pretending to make it easier for you, dear. Honestly, I'm not. I mean it, every word of it.
Well, honey, I guess in spite of all that's happened, I'm a lucky fellow. I've got the finest wife a man ever had.
Thank you, Caleb. I like that. And I have the finest husband.
Wish I could agree on that.
What happened wasn't your fault. Stop blaming yourself.
Everyone else blame me?
They don't know the truth. We do. How could you know those investments would fail? You thought they were safe, didn't you?
Of course.
Then they had no right to talk about you the way they did. Why, you'd have thought you were a thief.
They still think it.
Well, we'll forget about them. We'll not even speak of them. When we get to Basin City, we'll pretend that we've never lived anywhere else in all our lives.
I almost wish I'd lost my money along with Sam's.
Caleb.
Well, you know why, Edith. That was what made everyone suspicious. They couldn't understand why I could manage my own fortune successfully and still lose the money Sam had left in trust with me for his boy. I don't understand it myself.
But why should you have thrown good money after bad?
For the looks of things, I guess.
Oh, nonsense. Didn't you offer Ted any part of your money he thought rightfully his?
He laughed in my face. Said he wouldn't take money from me as a gift when it was stolen from him in the first place. Said I could save my charity. and he'd get what was his through the law.
And the court said you were innocent.
And behind my back, everyone whispered I'd simply been lucky and clever.
Caleb,
Well,
you remember your promise
what promise?
that you'd not go through this over and over again. That you'd stop speaking of it, torturing yourself.
A man can't help his thoughts.
You can try.
All right, Edith, you win. We'll forget it. We'll forget the whole thing.
Oh, splendid. Oh, look there, Caleb. That valley. Did you ever see anything like it? Why, it's just as if it were carpeted with flowers.
Uh-huh. It's a fine country, Edith. It's going to be a fine place to live in.
Get up there! Get along there, you lazy, ornery critters! Get some ginger in you! Get up! Get up!
Driver.
Huh?
That fella inside the coach with his wife. What'd you say he called himself?
I didn't say.
Oh.
And what for are you all the time asking questions about him, mister? What's he to you?
Well, I was just curious, that's all.
Well, the company didn't hire me to put out information. All they're paying me wages for is driving these horses. Get up, pal! Get up!
I didn't mean no offense. Fine-looking gent, though, ain't he?
Guess so.
Easterner, huh?
Dunno, maybe.
I read some Eastern papers once.
Did you? Well, that's just fine.
Uh-huh. Had all kinds of news in them. Lots of funny things happened back east. Recollect one thing in particular.
Huh?
Recollect reading about how a fella in business back east was up in court for stealing cash that had been left with him for the son of a friend of his.
Get up! Get up!
Court said he warn't guilty. Reckon folks thought he was, though, because the paper went on to say this gent was selling out his business, planning to pull stakes.
Well, what of it?
Recollect the fella's name clear as day. It was Caleb Saxon.
Yeah?
Now, take this fella inside the coach. Description I read puts me in mind of him.
Mm-hmm.
And that fella's name, Caleb Saxon. I was looking at this gent's baggage. Got CS printed on it all over. Wouldn't it be a funny thing if them two hombres turned out to be one and the same? Eh? Wouldn't it?
Be a sight funnier if you could quit asking questions for a spell.
Don't like 'em, huh?
Hope you get the point.
Mind if I ask just one more?
If it's about any passenger of mine, you can save your breath.
Oh, it ain't.
Well, what is it?
You see that trail up ahead cuts up from this here?
I see
Going
it.
in the woods?
I see it.
Ain't that the one they call the Creek Trail?
Mm-hmm. 'Tis.
Then when we get there, you turn down it.
Are you loco, mister? Turn down that trail? Why, what do you... A gun.
Yeah, which I can use if I have to.
You...
Don't holler, friend. Don't make no funny moves. Just do like I say.
That's all right, Hunter. That's enough wood on the fire. You'd better saddle, Scout. We may leave before long.
Hunter, do it.
Well, young fellow, we'll reach Basin City before nightfall.
I know.
I was just wondering.
Huh?
You traveled with Tonto and me for the past 3 days. When we found you, you were without supplies or money. And what's more, you were completely lost. You asked if you could join us. We told you you could.
I appreciate it.
How much?
How much? Why, I'm afraid I don't understand.
Enough to tell us the truth about yourself now?
Truth? I have. What makes you think that?
Wait.
But
I
I've
don't
been
get
around...
in deeper, Ted. You told us you were a cowboy.
It
took about 10 minutes for Tonto and me to find out you knew less about the things any cattleman would naturally understand than any Western youngster of 10. Well?
I knew you'd guess.
Now, what is it, Ted? Why didn't you tell us the truth?
I don't know. I just thought that...
Yes?
That I wouldn't have to do so much explaining that way, I guess.
But it didn't work out, huh? You're an Easterner?
Yes.
Broke?
I shouldn't be. I should be well off. The money I had was stolen.
Stolen?
By a man who was supposed to have been my father's best friend.
I see. And how did this happen?
My father left the money in trust. His friend was to manage it until I came of age. And when I did, well, the estate, all of it was gone.
And you came west to get a new start?
No.
Then what did
The man who stole the money that should have been mine is on his way west. The law couldn't touch him.
That I'm going to have justice if I have to go outside the law to get it.
Oh?
And, Masked Man,
Yes?
I've noticed some things these past 3 days myself.
For instance?
Well, I've heard things you and Tonto have said. You're no outlaw in spite of that mask.
So you found that out, huh? Well, what about it?
You don't like crooks. You help those who need help but can't help themselves.
Meaning?
We're heading for Basin City. The man I spoke of is heading for the same place.
And?
Look, Masked Man, do you think you could... I mean, would you... Oh, the dickens with it. I'm just trying to ask if you'll help me like I've heard Tonto say you've helped 1,000 others.
What's the name of this man you've mentioned?
Caleb Saxon.
And you're sure he stole your money?
I know he did.
Then when we get there, Ted, we'll make camp outside town. When Tonto goes into Basin City for supplies, he can do some investigating.
You mean you will help?
If what Tonto learns backs up your story, you have my promise. I will.
Can't you get no more speed out of them horses, driver?
You want me to kill him?
Don't give me that.
I don't...
You're just tolling. You're hoping somebody will notice you're off the regular trail and follow along to find out why. But you ain't working that trick on me, mister. Give them critters the whip.
You don't have to keep that gun aimed right at me all the time.
Do like you're told.
Get up. Get up, pal. Get up.
That's better.
How much farther do I have to go on this trail?
What difference does it make to you? Scared I'm going to finish you off when we get there, huh?
Sounds like your style.
Well, just keep that in mind, and maybe you'll be a mite more anxious to follow orders. And don't worry about stopping. I'll tell you when.
Sneaking coyote.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
We better not. Hey, I think this must be just about it. It is. All right, driver, you can let up on them horses. We're stopping right quick.
Where?
Pull up just this side of where all them trees branch out over the trail.
Mister, I think I've got you placed.
Yeah?
Ain't you Jet Bledsoe?
That's me.
Thought you must be. Figure you can get away with something like this?
I reckon.
What's the idea? What do you figure to gain by it?
That's my business. Now, here we are. Pull up.
Whoa there. Whoa. Whoa, you critters. Whoa up. Whoa.
I'm climbing down. You sit right where you are and keep your face closed. It'll be safest.
You
heard me. Shut up.
Caleb, we've stopped. I wonder... Oh, do you know why we're stopping here?
Well, it's so you folks can get out.
But we're going to Basin City.
Maybe you thought you was, but you ain't. Come on now, climb out.
Caleb, look.
Hold up.
And this gun can go off, mister.
We aren't going to
And if you argue any, it will. Now, do like I told you.
What? I've nothing worth stealing.
Nothing at all? Nothing in that bag you're holding onto so tight you can't let go of it even to get out?
Who told you? Where did you find...
I got ways of finding things out, Mr. Saxon.
Caleb, he knows our name.
And plenty else. All right, driver, get going.
And the minute I get to town, you skunk, I'm setting the law on your trail. Get up. Get up. Get up. Go on. Get up.
What are you going to do with us?
Now, there's a path there. Follow it.
But you can't do
Back
this.
in them trees away, you'll find some horses. And you better know how to ride them, or you're going to find yourselves mighty uncomfortable.
You've had this plan from the first.
Now get going.
Tonto!
Aye!
What's Tonto back from town so early for?
We'll soon find out.
Oh, Scout. Oh, fella. Oh, fella. Oh. There plenty happened.
Tonto, what is it?
A crook hold up stage.
What?
Fella named Saxon on stage.
No.
Crook make stage, take Creek Road. Make people leave there. Stage get to town empty.
Tonto, you mean to say someone held up the stage, forced it over the creek trail, and made Caleb Saxon and his wife leave it?
That's right.
Well, I'll be...
Ted, did Caleb have cash with him?
He must have had thousands. Everything he owned was turned into cash, and I'm sure he carried it with him.
Here, Silver.
What are you going to do?
You're staying here. Tonto and I are going to have a look at that place where the stage stopped.
But how could...
Yep, but it looks to me...
Huh?
As if your money had been stolen from the man who had stolen it from you. Ready, Tonto?
Huh?
Then let's go.
Get him up, Scout. Hi-yo, Silver. Away!
The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scenes, please permit us to pause for just a few moments. Now to continue our story. It was dawn when the Lone Ranger and Tonto reached a spot on the creek trail where the stage had stopped, and...
Oh,
this
Oh,
way.
Scout. Oh, fella.
Oh, boy. And this is the place, all right, Tonto. See, the tracks of the stage are deeper here where it stopped for a while. Beyond there is where it turned around to head back for the main trail.
That's right.
And now to find out what became of Chet and Caleb and his wife when they left the stage. What's that there? Someone's going this way on foot, Tonto.
There, broken branch.
Yes. There's the mark of a woman's shoe. Think the horses can make it through these woods? Had we better dismount and go on foot ourselves?
Let's make it all right.
Then come on. All right, old fella. Tonto, follow me. Jet had led his two elderly prisoners a distance of several miles until they finally came to the abandoned cabin Jet used as a hideout. Then, several hours later...
I'm leaving for a while.
Wait.
You ready to tell what you've done with the rest of your cash?
I tell you there isn't any more. Every dollar I had in the world was in that bag.
Well, I'm leaving you to think it over for a while. Don't try to get away. You'll just be wasting your time. Ain't no windows in here, and I got this door fixed so it can be barred from the outside.
Listen.
Adios.
He wouldn't believe me.
Caleb, what are we going to do?
What can we do?
But we've got
We're
to
at
get
that
out.
fellow's mercy. What's the use of trying to escape? Even if we did, how could we find our way to town? We'd be lost before we'd gone a mile.
What do you think he'll do?
I don't know.
Will he...
Now, don't worry, Edith. The man doesn't look to be a murderer.
But he can't turn us loose.
He did the driver. This isn't the East, honey. Given the chance to get away, how would anyone pick up his trail in a wilderness like this?
Yes,
No,
that's right.
he'll just hold us until he's convinced I'm telling him the truth.
How much money was there?
40,000. Everything we had.
And he thinks we have more? He's not satisfied with all that?
The fellow seems to have the idea an Eastern businessman should be worth $1 million or so. He doesn't know how mistaken he is.
Poor Caleb.
Hmm?
You've had so much happen to you. Now we thought we could make our home out here with enough money to last us the rest of our days.
It's stolen.
I'm not afraid,
We'll make out somehow, honey.
of course.
But it's going to be hard. Terribly hard. If we could
Quiet.
What?
He's coming back again. He's opening the door.
Oh.
Won't you please?
Masked.
Yes.
Another outlaw.
Not an outlaw, Caleb. No, we'll not argue the matter.
Then why do you come
A
here?
friend of mine and I trailed you here.
You what?
We saw Jet leave. We waited until he had gone.
You came to rescue us?
I'm not sure.
But then why
Your
do you...
wife, yes, Caleb. But as for you, I'm not sure you don't deserve just what you're getting.
What do you mean?
Jet took you prisoner for the money you were carrying?
Yes.
You stole that money. The law let you go free with it. But you deserve punishment nevertheless.
Who told you that?
The man your husband victimized.
What?
Ted Bellman.
Where did you meet him?
That doesn't matter. All that matters is that I've heard his story.
And you believed it?
When he told it, he was sincere.
Yes. Yes, he would be.
What do you mean by that?
He does think I'm a thief, stranger.
But you deny it?
I do. You've got to hear my side of it. And you've got to believe me. And that's how it happened. I swear I was completely innocent. My judgment was bad, yes. But I thought as much of Ted as if he'd been my own son. If he would have accepted any part of my money as a gift, he could have had it and welcome.
I see.
Every word my husband has told you is the truth.
Can't you see if I'd really been a thief, I'd never have tried to make up Ted's loss?
Ted must have been bitter because of his disappointment. He wouldn't let himself see the truth.
You mean you believe me?
Yes.
Then you'll help us. You'll get us away from here before that man comes back.
We'll have to hurry. He might return any moment.
Tyler will give us warning and plenty of time.
But don't you see...
And you
that-
remaining here.
What's that?
You remaining as I found you. Jet's prisoners.
No. No, you can't.
Please.
Goodbye.
Wait. Wait. Come back. Masked man. Come back. Save us. Don't leave. Come back. Come back. Gone.
Come here, Caleb.
He said he believed me. I thought he'd save us. Take us away from here.
Please.
Edith, why did he do it? Why?
Rain up, Tonto. Oh, this'll be. Oh. Tonto, I'm leaving you.
Huh?
Going back to our camp and get Ted. If you ride up to the top of that hill when I'm gone, Kemosabe, you'll be able to see the cabin.
Tonto do it. But why you not help, feller?
Caleb? He'll be in no danger, Tonto. That's why I'm leaving you here, to see that nothing happens. But we're not going to rescue him.
Why that?
Ted is. Ted's bitter. He believes Caleb's defrauded him. But if we can force him to come to Caleb's rescue...
You think him...
He may find it's more difficult than he supposed to hate a man he's done a kindness. Tonto, don't leave until I return. Go on, Silver. Hurry, old fellow. Hurry! Hello there.
Hi.
Get to the saddle.
Right.
Oh, there, Silver. Oh, there. Oh.
Steady, boy. Steady. Where's Tonto? There's something wrong, friend?
The Tonto's all right. I left him behind.
Oh.
Came back to make a request I hope you won't refuse.
What do you mean?
You believe Caleb has wronged you. You think of him as your enemy. You came west to get revenge.
And nothing's going to stop me.
If I told you...
Huh? You told me what?
If I told you that Caleb and his wife were in great danger, that they needed help badly, and that you could help them, would you?
Is that why you told me to get to the saddle?
It is.
Thanks. I'm glad you told me now so that I won't have to waste my time.
What's that mean?
I'm staying here.
I see.
You talk as though you picked up their trail. As if you knew where they were, do you?
Yes.
And why didn't you get them?
For reasons of my own, Ted.
I don't understand.
It isn't necessary that you should. Are you going to help them or aren't you?
Why should I help the man who cheated me?
Because he's old. Because he was once your father's best friend, no matter what you may think of him now.
But just...
And because he's helpless. He's the prisoner of a man who would stop at nothing.
Just the same, I don't see why...
And you'll do nothing? You're willing to have it on your conscience? You might have gone to help him and didn't? Are you? Where are you going?
You said Tonto was waiting at that hill, didn't you?
I did.
You sure I can find him?
You should have no difficulty at all if you follow the directions I gave you.
All right.
You are going after Caleb?
I'm a fool for doing it, masked man, but I am. Get up. Get up there.
Silver, old boy. I'm afraid Ted doesn't hate Caleb as much as he likes to think he does. We'll just let him get out of sight, boy. Then we'll ride and get there before him.
Whoa there, whoa, Brown, whoa. Whoa there.
What is it? You.
Who's been here?
Why,
Oh, blast, I know somebody's been here. I seen their sign. Who was it? What do they want?
Go.
Don't you do that. Don't you dare.
He'll talk or I'll twist his arm right off of him. Talk or I'll break
Someone's
you.
coming.
What the? Out of my way. If it's one of them, come back again.
He's going to shoot.
Put down that gun.
Get back.
Ted out there. Caleb, it's Ted.
Drop that gun or
I
I'll...
told you.
No.
You dirty scum, take it. Mix, I'll fix it.
No, you don't.
Oh, my arm, you. Think. Oh, and. Oh, blast you. I'll show you, dog.
Had enough?
I ain't licked yet.
Then how do you like this?
Hey, let go. Let me down.
Get up and take some more. I'll give you the beating of your life.
No.
Up with you.
Hold it.
What?
I'll make him let me go. Make him let me loose. He'll kill me. He'll kill me.
Stop him. Can't you see the fellow's almost out on his feet?
He hasn't had half what he's got coming.
He'll get the rest when he's taken to jail.
All right, mister. If the masked man hadn't stopped me, I'd have broken every crooked bone in your body.
Ted, my boy, where did you come from? How did
Ted
you...
followed you west, Caleb.
What?
To get revenge on you.
I don't
But
understand.
instead, he saved you. Now, I wonder if he'll go on acting the fool the way he has been.
Huh? Me? Acting like a fool? What?
Caleb has told me his side of the story. Ted, I believe he told me the truth. I don't believe there was anything dishonest on his part in connection with the loss of your money.
I've tried to tell him that, masked man. Tried to tell him he could share whatever was mine.
Maybe now he'll not be so stubborn. Well, Ted, do you think you still hate Caleb, in spite of the fact that you just came to his rescue?
It's funny.
Yes?
I don't know just how to put it in words. Explain it.
Explain what, Ted?
I did believe Caleb had cheated me, Mrs. Saxon.
But now you...
Well, it's as if all this had opened my eyes, as if it's like the masked man said. You can't go on disliking a man when you've done him a favor.
Then we're friends again, boy.
If you want it, Caleb.
I do.
I'll go on back east. Forget all about
You will not.
But
You're staying with us. We'll all start over again. Together.
I'll silver away!
The story you have just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated.
Hunt the biggest of all game with the Green Hornet and Cato coming up next.
Ride with Britt Reed in the thrilling adventure, What Price Glamour? But Michael Axford walked importantly across the city room. He knew that the city editor was in a bad mood when Gunnigan slammed down his phone.
Hung up on me. Well, what do you want, Axford? Gunnigan, Reed wants to know about the Nancy Todd story. Nancy Todd? She's the dame that went out on a special assignment. You're telling me? Tell Reed that I'm still waiting for that special article. Tell him the dame hung up on me when I asked him about it. Tell him the private office went to her head. Oh, never mind. Come with me. I'll tell Nancy Todd a few things. Hang up on me, will she?
Oh, it's you, Mr. Gunnigan. Hello, Axford.
Hiya, Miss Todd. Well, Miss Todd, it was very nice of you to take the trouble to come back and report to the office and all.
Oh, save it, Mr. Gunnigan. Go on and tan me, but I saw things.
You saw things. Now, isn't that just pizza? Where'd you go? You keep out of it. But you said... Shut up. So you saw things, did you? Well, the Sentinel can't print impressions from your mind if you have one. We've got to have words. Maybe you didn't understand, Miss Todd. This is a newspaper. We print words, words, words. And we pay good cash for people to write those words.
Well, why didn't you tell me the sort of thing to look for when I went to that Lundquist place?
What are you talking about?
Why didn't you let me get set for what I was going to see?
Huh?
No, you wouldn't tell me. Just let me go there thinking it was a routine assignment and get shocked so dizzy that I haven't been able to see straight since.
Hold everything. What went on? You mean that you saw something?
Oh, you'll get your story, Gunnigan. But it's not one that I can whip off the cuff.
Curly, you must have seen something. You got something at the Lundquist joint.
Ha, ha, ha. Mr. I hit the jackpot.
Give me that phone.
You're going to get all you ask for.
Hold on, Nancy. Wait a minute. Give me Reed's office. I'll tell Britt Reed. Maybe he'll want to hear what you've got to say. Maybe he'll want it covered from a special angle. Hello, Casey. Let me have the boss.
What do you mean, special angle?
You've heard of the Leveson bill?
No.
Wait. Hello, Reed. Say, Todd's got stuff. Okay to bring her in? Thanks. Come on.
Mr. Reed's office?
You ought to tell him what you saw happen. I'll get the door.
What's this Levinson bill you mentioned?
The bill is up before the state legislature. Calls for stricter regulation of beauty parlors. They call them cosmeticians.
Oh.
The boss has put the sentinel behind the bill. Here we are. Oh, Miss Case. Reed's expecting you.
I know. Go right in, Gunnigan.
You wait here a minute, Miss Todd.
Very well. Hold it, Axford.
I was just going into Reed's office with Gunnigan.
Yeah, I know.
There's something in the wind.
There's a stack of newspapers on your desk. Now go through them and clip everything pertaining to beauty parlors.
But I was just...
Orders, Michael.
Now, see here, Casey. I'm a reporter. What's more, you ain't want to give me orders.
Mr. Reed's instructions, Michael.
Oh. Well, why didn't you say so?
How are you, Nancy? Oh, I guess I'll survive. I hear you struck pay dirt. Yeah, I went to one of those Lundquist places. I know you did. Lundquist is a ringleader in the fight to defeat the Levinson bill. Uh-huh. Well, if that bill goes through, Lundquist will be washed up. He should be, the termite. Yes, Mr. Reed?
Please send Miss Todd in.
Oh, that's me. I'm on my way. You'd better get at these papers, Axford, and stop gaping.
Take a chair, Miss Todd. Which one of the Lundquist places did you visit?
The big one, where they have the store in front.
That's the place at Orchard in Maine.
A store in front?
Yes, they sell Lundquist beauty creams and...
I can hear my neighbor.
Beauty creams and lotions, hair dyes, tonics, and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, yes. Go on, Miss Todd.
Well, the girls around the place look like showgirls or something.
Probably were.
Lundquist pays stiff salaries for the girls. They're his best advertising.
Go on.
Well, when I went in, one of them started to put the pressure on me right off the bat. Tried to sell me a complete course of beauty treatments, exercises, and everything else. I told her I was interested only in a shampoo and finger wave.
Even that was taking a risk.
You should have been warned.
I told her to be careful.
Well, I had to have some reason for staying around to look the place over. I figured that I'd rather have them damage my hair than my face. My hair would grow out again.
Well, what happened?
Well, I went into one of the booths and just got settled in the chair when I heard a girl talking to the receptionist. The girl sounded a little panicky and kind of hysterical. I could hear everything. Where's the manager of this place?
Well, he's out right now. Is there anything I can do?
No, don't tell me he's out. I must see him.
In what connection?
It's none of your business.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Monroe's not in.
Then I'll wait. I'll wait right here until he comes in. When'll he be here?
Oh, I'm not sure. In fact, I think he's out of the city.
You're lying to me. I know you are.
Don't call me a liar, dearie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please tell me when I can see Mr. Monroe.
I'll leave your name and I'll have him call you.
Oh, he won't call me.
Bessie, if that girl and...
You are here. You lied to me. You said Monroe was out.
Uh-huh.
I'm here to see you, Mr. Monroe.
Miss Bessie, who is this girl?
I don't know. She kept that veil over her face.
You're the one that recommended the course of treatment. You're the one that guaranteed to take the freckles off my face.
Now, wait a minute, young
You
lady.
sold me that lotion. You guaranteed
Now,
it.
calm down.
Calm down. Was my whole career ruined? I was a model. A professional model. And now look at me. You'll see why I wear this veil. Look what's beneath it. Oh, good. All of you. Take a look.
No, Now, just a moment. We'll take care of you.
You'll take care of me.
Calm yourself.
You've already taken care of me. For Keith. I've been to a specialist. My skin is covered with scar tissue. That's how you took care of me. I'm ruined. Now I'm here to take care of you.
I can't. Look out. Look out with that gun.
Not for you, Monroe. I'm just one of hundreds of people you hurt. I'm one that's going to get even. You may beat a lawsuit. Try and beat a bullet. Let me go.
I've got it. Get some help. Please.
I'll kill you. I will.
Try to shoot me.
I'll kill you.
You'll go where you belong.
I got the girl's name and address before the police came and took her away. Then I got out. I was ill. Oh, that poor girl's face. I suppose she'll be fined or jailed for packing a gun, too.
She could be a witness against that Lundquist doctor. Get hold of her, Gunnigan. What's her name this time?
Here it is. I got it from one of the girls there. Kitty Smith. She's living in a rooming house on 10th Avenue.
Gunnigan, this will give us some real ammunition to fight in favor of the Levinson bill.
Yeah. Well, just what will this Levinson bill accomplish?
It will call for a rigid state inspection and examination of everything sold as beauty aids. People will be told frankly what some creams and lotions may do to their skins. There are a lot of other points. So-called beauticians will have to be qualified.
And it's about time. After seeing that poor girl's face...
Get hold of Kitty Smith, Gunnigan. Get her down here. I want her own story.
Yeah. But is there any question about this Levinson bill being passed?
There certainly is. Lundquist is leading a fight against it, and he has a lot of this kind with him. The bill will put them out of business. Their lobbyists are at work right now in the state capitol.
Come on, Todd. We'll find Kitty Smith.
Haven't they located Kitty Smith yet?
No, sir.
Why not? They've been hunting 24 hours.
I checked with the cops.
Find Kitty Smith. What about Lundquist?
He's not talking.
What's the matter with everyone? Where's Kitty Smith? Two days and still no sign of her.
We've been every place.
No one knows a thing.
Find Kitty Smith. A week.
No sign of Kitty Smith.
She's the keynote of our story. Get private detectives on the job.
Reed, if it's detectives you want...
I said detectives.
Article in the Daily Sentinel, Mr. Lundquist.
Yes, Monroe, I saw it.
The paper seems to be making an intensive search for that Smith girl.
You're the store manager. Took care of things, didn't you?
Yes,
And don't bother me with details.
I came here to tell you that we'll have to raise Bess Laverne's pay.
Hmm? And why?
She was in the shop when the Smith girl started all the trouble.
Well, what of it?
She followed the thing right through. She knows your lawyer got to the judge, paid a fine, and had Kitty Smith released. And she knows you took the girl to Doc Ravenel's private sanatorium.
How did she know that?
Bess gets around. She's no fool.
I'd like to...
I know. I'd like to get rid of her, too.
She's too sharp.
She also knows that you got Kitty Smith to sign a release, under the impression that the treatment she was going to get at Ravenel's place would give her a new skin. Now, I can keep Bess satisfied for a while. A little raise.
All right. That's all that's necessary, then. As soon as this bill is turned down by the Senate, we needn't worry anymore. Right now, though, we've got to see that the girl's kept out of circulation.
The Sentinel would give a lot to get her story.
Don't I know it?
Her story might be all that's needed to put the Levinson bill through.
Doc Ravenel has plenty of stock in our chain. You better call on him. Tell him to be sure no one knows Kitty Smith's at his place. Keep her there as a mental case, and if necessary, use a straitjacket and a padded cell.
You won't have any trouble. The girl has no family.
I'll tell him.
The Levinson bill will ruin us. We can't let it pass. Defeat it, no matter what it costs.
No matter what it costs, they'll do anything and everything to block the Levinson bill. If we could find Kitty Smith, we'd get a story that would jam that bill through in spite of what all the lobbyists could do.
But, Reed, as I've been saying for the past 10 days,
I know, expert. We can't find Kitty Smith.
So what next? Should I go ahead and write my story?
No, it won't mean a thing without the girl to back it.
I've pooled all available information, Mr. Reed. After the attempted shooting, Miss Smith was taken into custody. Someone unknown paid a fine, and she was released. She left police headquarters, heavily veiled, got into a cab, and that's the last anyone has seen of her.
Axford, did you check the cab drivers?
Reed, have you got any idea of how many of them there are in this town?
Did you check with them?
Holy crow, I'm still checking, but so far I got nothing.
Who paid the girl's fine?
An attorney named Rodney Ridge. Gunnigan talked to him. He refuses to name the client who provided the money to pay the fine.
Rodney Ridge, eh?
His record ain't bad.
Well, we'll have to cross our fingers, Axford, and hope that you find that cab driver before it's too late. This is the last day. The Levinson bill comes up tomorrow.
Oh, golly. To find one cab driver in the whole city. I'd be lucky if the guy remembers her at all, to say nothing of remembering where he took her.
I'm counting on you, Axford.
And so am I. Here I sit with the story of the year, and I can't do a darn thing about it until you find the cab driver. Oh, gosh.
Cato about the girl who disappeared after attempting to shoot the manager of a Lundquist beauty salon. Cato was the only living person who knew that Britt Reed and the Green Hornet were the same individual. The only way, Cato, is to make use of the role of the Green Hornet. But how you do that, Mr. Britt? One of three people is going to give me the information I want. Yes? I'm sure Monroe knows where to find the girl. Lundquist probably knows. There's also a lawyer named Rodney Ridge. And I think he's our best bet. Well, you think he might talk? I'm not sure that we can make him tell who paid Kitty Smith's fine or where she went. But we can check up on one point by going to his office. What is that? I want to go through his files and find out whether or not Lundquist or Monroe are listed among his clients. Will you need Hornet disguise for that? I'm going as the Green Hornet because if we find the name of Lundquist or Monroe, we're going other places after we leave the office. Come on, Cato. Stepping through a secret panel in the rear of a closet in his bedroom, Britt Reed and Cato went along a narrow passageway built within the walls of the apartment itself. This led to an adjoining building which fronted on a dark side street. Though supposedly abandoned, this building served as the hiding place for the sleek, super-powered Black Beauty, streamlined car of the Green Hornet. Britt Reed pressed a button. The great car roared into life. A section of the wall in front raised automatically, then closed as the gleaming Black Beauty sped into the darkness. The car was left in the dark alley near the lawyer's office. A few moments later, Britt and Cato were in the office, examining the files. This took some time. Well, the last one, Cato. If we don't find something in this file, we're through. Yes, Mr. Britt.
Here's another group of bells. These may be special clients. Let's see now. Luke, Omri, Lundell, Lundquist. Here we are. Is it the right one? Yes. Lundquist retained Rodney Ridge to get the Smith girl out of jail. That means we're on the right track. Come on, kiddo. We're calling on Rodney Ridge. While Cato guided the Black Beauty through dark side streets toward the home of the attorney, Britt Reed replaced his mask with dark glasses and a false mustache. From a compartment, he drew out an old cap and a cheap topcoat. With his identity effectively concealed, he was ready to meet Rodney Ridge.
You'll have to see me at my office. I don't receive clients at home.
Didn't I tell you to call me Smith? Doesn't that name mean anything to you, Ridge? You paid a fine for a girl named Smith. Oh. She's disappeared. It looks to me like an abduction. And if you don't want to be involved in a mess, you'd better tell me where to find her. Maybe you can hold out on police and reporters, but
professional ethics.
You're not talking to cops. You're talking to a guy named Smith. Remember?
Is the girl a relative or a sister?
What do you think? Where is she?
She left town.
Okay. That's the best you'll do.
What are you going to do?
Call the police. What do you suppose?
But you have no
Stand
reason.
back.
Gun.
You were the last one to see her, Ridge. I'm not going to waste time questioning you. Let the law do that. That's what the law's for.
Now, wait a minute.
Wait for what?
Put that phone down. I can't talk while you're calling the police.
I won't talk. It'll be far better to lodge my complaint in person. Just who was your client when you paid Kitty's fine?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Very well, Ridge. Have it your way. From now on, you can talk to the police. Just a minute now, kiddo. 2 to 1 makes a phone call. I open door a bit. He's calling someone, just as we thought.
That's who it was. This is Ridge. The brother of Kitty Smith is on his way to the police.
Brother? Where did he come from?
I don't know, but he might make trouble for me. You've got to do something.
Now stop worrying. Everything is under control.
But it isn't. I don't know what you've done with the girl. I can't tell the police a thing, but they won't believe that. They think I'm shooting you.
Now, wait a minute, Ridge. I'll tell you where the girl is. You can stall the police for a couple of days. Levinson Bill comes up tomorrow afternoon. As long as we keep the girl until the day after tomorrow, there's not a thing to worry about.
Where is she?
She's simply being held in Dr. Ravenel's sanatorium for treatment.
It's starting to be insane.
I have her signed release, you see. She thinks she's going to be treated for her scars. She can't make any charges. Now stop worrying about it, Ridge.
Well, I'm glad she's alive and in comparatively safe hands. Goodbye. What? You?
Back again.
You said you were going.
I waited around.
What? Then you heard.
I heard you calling Lundquist.
Eavesdropping. Well, Mr. Smith, let me tell you that anything overheard in that way cannot be used as evidence.
I'm not interested in legal evidence, Ridge, but this girl's the answer to a lot of things. What's more, my name's not Smith.
Not Smith.
Lundquist told you where that girl was held.
But that is...
Come on, where is she?
I don't...
Speak up or you'll never get the chance to speak again. I'm not fooling, Ridge. You think I am? Take a look at this emblem and see who called himself Mr. Smith.
What's that?
Take a look.
Hornet.
Right.
Green Hornet without a mask.
But effectively disguised. Now talk.
No. Lundquist
won't do a thing. He's going to have more trouble than he can handle. Where is Kitty Smith?
Why do you want to know?
Where is she?
Where is she?
Stop that. Talk. Let go. Let go out, Doc. You're breaking my arm. Name the place. Ravenel's. Dr. Ravenel's. That's better. What's it to you? I need some cash to send her. $5,000, Mr. Ridge. Just enough to pay for her treatments at a famous clinic in the Midwest. $5,000? Just twice what Lundquist paid you. How do you know what he paid me? Come on, I'm in a hurry. Get the money. No, Must we start arguing all over again? $5,000. You keep cash on hand in case you need it for bail after your office is closed. Now dig it out. This is robbery. Armed robbery. Tell it to the police. Come on now, get out. Can't take much cash. I'll get the cash. It's in my desk. Hurry up. Have a lot to do. How much more have you there? None of your business. You keep quite a sum here, don't you? Now get away from me. I think the girl should be given something for her suffering. I'll take all that's there. You can make Lundquist repay you. No, I've heard enough from you, Ridge. That's something. Take it. That gas will hold you for a while. Only thing I regretted that this isn't Lundquist instead of Ridge. Come on in, kiddo. You have the hypodermic? I give him a shot, so he'll be sure to get 8 hours of sleep. Yes, sir. There. Now let's get out of here. We're not through. Kitty Smith is still in that sanatorium. I'll take the wheel. Get in, kiddo.
I'm lit. Tracy, I've all in. And I dropped on my job.
Oh, Michael, you do look worn out.
All right. All night I've been speaking to cab drivers. And by God, there's the one in town that's seen this dame with the veil.
Well, where's Nancy Todd?
Oh, she's home sleeping, I guess. She gave up some time ago.
Hey, Ashford.
Oh, golly, are you still around, Miss Todd?
You want another fun? Come on.
Huh? You got something?
Have I got something? Listen to this.
What is it?
It's a letter. It came by special messenger and addressed to me. Well, from whom? Well, listen, will you? Is Mr. Reed here? No, he isn't in yet. Well, here's what the letter says. I regret what we have done to Miss Smith. Will you please see that the enclosed is delivered to her at Dr. Ravenel's sanatorium?
Suffering Snake.
Dr. Ravenel?
Holy crow, that means that's where she is.
You're telling me?
And what's it that's to be delivered to her?
There was an envelope enclosed and 10,000 smackers in cold cash.
Good grief.
10,000? And who do you think signed the letter?
Who?
The Green Hornet.
What are we waiting for? Come on, we got to get out to Dr. Ravenel's.
What's all the commotion in here?
Mr. Reed, the break has come. A letter.
The Green Hornet signed it.
And we found Kitty Smith.
Kitty Smith?
The dame you wanted for a special story.
Story I've been saving.
Where is she?
Dr. Ravenel.
It's a sanatorium outside the city.
Get to her. Get to her right away. Get that story and get back here in time for the next prediction.
That's what I was saying.
There's still time to get the story in the papers before the legislature votes on that Levinson bill. Now, if we can flood the Capitol with that story, splattered all over page 1 with pictures of the girls, sworn statements, we'll get on, get going. Take a photographer.
Come on, Nancy.
An expert. Huh? If you get the runaround, get tough. The Sentinel will back you.
Bingo. Come on, sister. You're going to see Mike Axford in action.
Give me that phone. Give me the desk. This case. Get the composing room on the other phone.
Yes, sir.
Jenks, stand ready for a big story. We've located Kitty Smith. Axford and Nancy Todd are on their way out there now.
It's composing.
Now take this phone. Get the district attorney's office. Axford may need help when he gets out there.
Very well.
Hello? Stand ready for a replay on page 1 in about half an hour. Axford and Todd are bringing in the story of the year. I want to devote the whole page to it. We'll hit the center with an atomic bomb. Hello? Hello. Give me Lowry. How about the district attorney in this case?
I'm getting him.
Hello, Lowry. Get going on the Levinson bill. Full front page next edition. We'll build around Kitty Smith's own story.
The district attorney's on the phone, Mr. Reed.
Hello, Martin. You've been wanting to get something on Dr. Ravenel's place for some time. Well, here's your chance. Get men out there in a hurry. Axford is already on his way there. You'll find a woman by the name of Kitty Smith held there against her will, so her case couldn't be used as publicity for the Levinson bill. Do you need any further information? I didn't think so. Good luck. Bye. Now, Miss Case, we'll wait for the blow-off.
You better let me do the talking this time.
Yes?
We came for Kitty Smith.
No one here by that name.
Oh, God, he's a runaround. Now, listen. You're getting one more chance. We want to see Miss Smith.
I said there's no one here by that name.
Promise not to waste time.
I'm going in and see for myself.
We are. Well, now listen here, big boy.
Don't get in me way. Stand aside.
You can't go in.
Who said so?
Run,
Come on, Nancy. We'll find that dame. Here's the cops. By golly, now you'll see things.
The cops? They'll get you for sacking that guy.
Like fun. Them guys are my pals. Hey, Martin, Bert, come on in. We're getting Kitty Smith.
But there she is.
Come on, boys. The Southeast are holding that dame against her will.
No, get out.
Get out. Have them get the dame. We got orders. Do it, Mike says. Classroom, use your clothes. This way, miss. Come on, Nancy. We'll take her out. The boys can have things.
Don't you worry, Kitty. Everything's going to be all right.
You bet it is. Lundquist will get the works and so will Ravenel. You're going to be all right, and here's cash on the line to prove it.
Crime doesn't stand a chance against Dick Tracy. Up next.
And now, Dick Tracy.
This is Dick Tracy on the case of the broken window. Stand by for action. Let's go, man. Yes, it's Dick Tracy, protector of law and order. Boys and girls, aside from the actual trees destroyed in forest fires, can you think of what else is destroyed? Well, fires destroy the life-giving qualities in the soil besides killing the seeds which would ordinarily grow into more trees. They kill the wildlife that's part of every forest, the birds, animals like deer, squirrels, rabbits, chipmunks, and many, many others. Think of this. If there were nothing but forests in the states of Connecticut, Delaware, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Rhode Island, and Vermont, and all those forests were destroyed, there wouldn't be as much as was destroyed by fire in just the year 1943. No country, not even the United States, can afford to lose that much lumber. And 70% of the fires were caused by human carelessness. Now, here's what you can do to help prevent fires when you're out in the woods. After using a match, blow it out. Break it in two. Pinch the burnt end until you're sure it's dead. You can be certain the match will be harmless because you won't care to pinch a burnt end while it's still hot. And make sure you put out any fire you might build before you leave it. In this way, you'll do your part in conserving our forests. And now, Dick Tracy. Yesterday, Dick and Pat nearly caught up with the youthful jewel robbers, Spider and Mickey. But the boys suspected a trap and escaped with about 3 minutes to spare. As a matter of fact, the squad car carrying Dick and Pat whizzed by them on the street on its way to the room the boys had just left. Well, as the story closed yesterday, the boys were planning to buy new clothes and get haircuts before looking for work. And now today, in the rooming house, Dick and Pat have just finished a routine check. Dick calls.
Pat, come over here a minute. I want to show you something.
I saw you monkeying around this window. Wondered if you hadn't found something. What do you got?
Take a look at this window pane.
That chip broken out of the corner. Hey, wait a minute. What's this smudge?
Here's your glass.
That's not a fingerprint, and yet... Well, I'll be doggone. A nose print.
That's exactly right, Pat.
Oh, you can see what happened, yes. Either one or the other of these two boys poked his head too near the window. Maybe to see the boats or something. And
That's it, Pat. And I want that pane of glass.
Well, I'll take the putty out with my knife.
Very good.
Putty, concrete mixer. Maybe cement, I don't know. Okay, it's loose.
Here. Insert the corner of your knife. There, that's it. I've got it. I'll put it here on the table so I can wrap it carefully.
Watch it now. Don't trip with it. Yep, there you are, Dick. This ought to do.
Thanks, Pat. There. Another scrap of evidence that'll help convict those boys.
If we ever catch up to them.
We will. You've forgotten that tri-state alarm still stands. We've got to wait until they make the wrong move.
Yeah, they've been making wrong moves right along. As far as I'm concerned, every move they seem to make, why, just another lucky one. Why, we've been within a couple of minutes of those kids at least twice now.
That's right, Pat, but their luck can't hold.
Well, what do we do now?
We'll make a round of the pawn shops and see if we can find any of the loot. We'll spend the whole day at it. Unless I'm completely wrong, we'll come home with something.
I hope so.
Now let's turn our attention to Spider and Mickey, who are walking along the waterfront, headed for the industrial plant where they had seen the help wanted sign. But...
Well, how do I look in these new clothes?
Oh, gee, swell, Spider. How about me?
Great. Having a shirt and a necktie on makes us look dressed up.
Yeah, and these short haircuts we got made us both look a little different.
We don't have to worry too much about how we look. Why, even if the cops have our description, it'll be like 10,000 other guys of our age.
And you still think we ought to go to work?
Oh, sure. That's the way to beat this heat. Besides, we'll earn enough dough to keep us going until we can spot another job. Let's cross the street.
Yep, there's the plant. Yeah, and the sign's still in the window.
Let's go, Magee. And remember, we're from out of town. We're orphans and we're hard workers. Got it?
Yeah, I got it, but you better do the talking. You're better at it than I am.
Yeah. Well, here it goes.
Yes, boys? Looking for something?
We wanted to see whoever put that sign in the window.
I'm the man. Do you mean to tell me you two are looking for work?
Yeah, that's it. You see, mister, we need the money.
And so do I. Rather small for the job. You see, boys, I really wanted a man
But
to...
you can hire the both of us. Between the two of us, we could do a man's work.
Really want work, don't you?
Oh, yes, sir.
Live here in town?
No, sir. We're from upstate.
Family?
No, sir.
I thought not. Well, I don't know.
We'd work hard, mister.
Yes, I think you would. But you better let me tell you about the job and the pay. Now, you see, I'm a manufacturer. Our product is placed in cases and cartons for shipment. These cases are pretty heavy. 40 pounds each.
Yeah, we could lift them. 40 pounds ain't so much.
Sold. I'm going to give you a chance. Well, now, I suppose you'd like to know how much you're going to earn, wouldn't you?
Well, gee, mister, the pay's not everything. What we want to do is show you we can do the work. That we really want the job.
Good for you. The starting salary is $17.50 a week. And if you boys prove to be satisfactory, you won't regret it. I'll give you each a raise as soon as I think you deserve it. Now, when do you want to start?
Well, gee, right away. We need the money.
Well, then go in and sign up with the bookkeeper and then come back to me. Tell him I said he was to take you both on. You'll find him in the room behind that door. Now, hurry, boys, as I need help right away.
Guy that told him 40 pounds wasn't much. Come on, grab the end of this case. Yep, it's got to go up on a top rope, right?
Oh, gee. This is a tough way to make a living.
Yeah, well, it won't be for long. Just keep plugging away.
Oh, gee, Spider, I see nothing but carton after carton, thousands of them. Oh, gosh, what a way to earn a living. Boy, that's enough for one day.
Yeah, you said it. My back's almost busted.
Phew.
Well, boys, how did it go? Feeling pretty tired?
No, mister. No, that was nothing at all.
That's like I said, me and Frankie can handle 40 pounds easy.
Well, I had my doubts, but you boys have proved yourselves. That's a day's work you've done. Now, tell me the truth. Have either of you any money?
Well, I
thought so. You're both broke. Now, Here. Here's an advance of $2 apiece. That'll keep you going for a day or so. Stop in on the bookkeeper tomorrow and get another advance of $10 each.
Oh, gee, thanks, mister. That's swelly.
I told you if you proved yourselves, you wouldn't regret it. I've been watching you today. You've worked hard and well. And if you continue, you'll find that I'm a pretty good man to work for. You see, I like boys, and particularly boys that show a willingness to work. Well, now on your way, and I'll see you at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Good night.
Yeah, good night. Come on, Mickey.
Hey, Spider, where are we going to stay tonight?
I saw a rooming house right down the street. We can get a room there. It's right close to the factory, and we can walk it in 3 minutes. 8 to 5 and break your back.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make it pay. Come on, Mickey. We got to get some rest or we're dropping our track.
For the next 3 days, both Mickey and Spider worked long, hard hours under the watchful eye of the owner, who seemed completely pleased with their work. And during this time, Dick and Pat combed the city for traces of the two boys. Receiving no answer from his tri-state alarm, Dick began to believe the boys had left town. However, events are shaping up that will change Dick's mind.
Mickey! Mickey, come here.
Coming.
Oh, here, Mickey. Here's a job for you. Take this check and this money to the bank on the corner. Just give it to the third teller on the left. He'll know what to do. I've just talked to him on the telephone.
Yes, sir. I'll be right back.
Boys, here, please.
Did you want the both of us?
Yes, both you, Frankie, and Mickey. It's almost quitting time. Here's your first paycheck. You'll find I didn't deduct any of the advances you got earlier during the week. Take your time about paying me back.
Oh, gee, that's one of you, sir.
Oh, thanks very much.
Well, hadn't you better open your envelopes?
Oh, yeah. 13, 17, 20.
Hey, I got $20 in mine, too.
Well, this is the raise I promised you if you did a good job.
Well, I'll be doggone.
Oh, there she blows. You're free men until Monday. Now, don't spend all the money in one place and be on time.
Oh, yeah, we sure will. Let's go, Mickey. We got to pay our room rent. Then we can go to a show or something. What a sap. What a dope.
Yeah, but just think, Spider, he did what he said.
Yeah, sure he did what he said. He hands us $250 extra when if he hired a man, it would have cost him twice as much. A wise guy, that's what he is.
Yeah, maybe you're right at that.
Sure I'm right. And you know, Mickey, I've been thinking. When we took this job, it was to give us time to find another quick take.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, we found it.
I don't get it, Spider.
He sent you to the bank, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well?
Yeah, I am a dope at that.
You sure are. How much was in that envelope that you took to the bank?
Gee, I don't know.
You are a dope. Why didn't you look?
I never thought to.
Well, look the next time and then come tell me before you go to the bank. You got it?
Yeah, I sure have. Gee, Spidey, you're smart. I never would have thought of that myself, at least not as soon as you did. Well, let's get cleaned up and go out and spend some of this hard-earned dough of ours.
In a moment, we'll return to Dick Tracy. But first, whether you take your golfing thrills out on the fairways or in the sports pages of your favorite newspaper, you won't want to miss the excitement of the final round of the U.S. Amateur Golf Championship Tournament tomorrow afternoon. The Cavalcade of Sports will broadcast this outstanding golfing event over most of these ABC stations. In addition to colorful descriptions of the tournament's crucial shots, Harry Wismer and golf expert Harry Nash will bring you a resume of the scores and the highlights of earlier rounds, plus interviews with famous golfers. Tomorrow, the 64 golfers who qualified for match play will finish up. They'll be the cream of the original group of 900 golfers selected by sectional qualifying rounds. Automatically qualified for the tournament proper were former winners of American and British amateur titles, including William Ternesa, Charlie Yates, Richard Chapman and Marvin Bud Ward. These players, the cream of America's amateur golfing talent, will be fighting it out all the way to post the lowest scores, and every stroke counts. So be sure to hear the Cavalcade of Sports broadcast of the 1946 Amateur Golf Championship tomorrow afternoon on the air over most of these ABC stations. Check your local newspapers for the exact time. Now, back to Dick Tracy.
Repeating tri-state alarm. Refer to Bulletin 1176.
Snap it off, Pat.
Are you hearing that bulletin, Dick?
Yes, Pat, and I'm going to do something about it. Let's go.
What is Dick going to do? You'll know Monday, so tune in, same time, same station, for The Adventures of Dick Tracy, directed by Frank Shin. This is George Gunn speaking. Any top detective lives a life of danger. He must be on the alert at all times, because tough characters know that the best way of keeping out of his clutches is to get him first. Well, Tracy fans, I guess you know that goes double for Dick Tracy, because he's the very top. That's one of the reasons you can be sure The Adventures of Dick Tracy will keep you on the edge of your seat. Dick Tracy is on the air Monday through Friday, over more than 100 radio stations throughout the country. Listen to another chapter of Dick Tracy's Tangles with the Underworld Monday at this same time over the same station. Tune in on Dick Tracy, on the case of the broken window. This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company. The American Broadcasting Company. The American
One of old-time radio's longest-running and most popular programs, CBS Mystery Theater, is up next.
We welcome your cards and letters of comment. Our mailing address is Nightline, WDAF, Kansas City, Missouri, 64108. Thank you for listening, and good night.
WDAF, Kansas City.
Dan Henry, WDAF Local News at 11. The outlook for Kansas City: cool tonight, warmer tomorrow. Kansas City, Kansas firemen and police are hopeful their efforts to recover a car and its driver from the Kansas River will be successful tonight. Witnesses say they believe the car that careened through a guardrail and off the south side of the Central Avenue Bridge early this evening contained only the driver. Firemen believe they have hooked the car several times with their grappling hooks, but at last report were having difficulty in maintaining sufficient hold to raise it from the river's depths. Jackson County Executive George Lear says he is hopeful his new middle ground proposals offered to union teachers and the Kansas City School Board this evening will be accepted by both sides in time for the school opening ordered by Superintendent Robert Medcalf this Thursday.
We had long discussions over the weekend and last night, and I think the teachers have been very reasonable in this regard. There were some things in there that they wanted that are not included in this proposal. There's some things in this proposal that the school district felt were too much at times, but...
News of the hour on the hour from American Information Radio. This is Merrill Muller in Los Angeles, and at this hour, publishing heiress Patricia Hearst is wanted by the FBI for questioning about the robbery of a Hibernia bank branch in San Francisco. An affidavit filed by the U.S. Attorney charged 3 other women members of the Symbionese Liberation Army with the actual robbery. But an FBI statement said Patricia Hearst may have been acting under a gun aimed by another person. The robbery netted just over $10,600, and in fleeing to 2 getaway cars, the robbers or their accomplices shot and wounded 2 elderly men. Correspondent Dick Shoemaker has more details from San Francisco.
An FBI agent has said that a picture taken by a hidden bank camera shows what appears to be Patricia Hearst actually participating in the robbery. Apparently, Miss Hearst was holding a semi-automatic weapon. However, the FBI here in San Francisco is still not willing to say whether Patricia was acting of her own free will. The U.S. Attorney here in San Francisco, James Browning, said tonight if Miss Hearst was involved voluntarily, he will have no hesitation in issuing a warrant for her arrest. Dick Shoemaker, ABC News in San Francisco.
Steel job deal challenged. That story coming up.
All right, today we're going to make applesauce.
Okay, keep your head back, Deidre. Don't depend on me, depend on Deidre. You pin them this way with the pins going out, okay? Let's play some C's together and hear how they sound.
Give
keep the space and stuff straight.
Yes, you can. Lisa, you've got 12 feet of water. Are you all right?
No.
People working with girls' clubs can make a difference. This is Carol Burnett asking you to help your local girls' club or write to Girls Clubs of America, Box 35, Grand Central Station, New York 10017, to help get one started. You can make a difference.
You want to be a physical education?
You know you have to do?
Good luck.
All that science, all that forget.
Don't get me down.
Two major organizations have attacked the government's settlement of anti-discrimination charges against 9 major steel companies that will pay blacks and women some $31 million for lost pay on jobs denied. The NAACP and the National Organization of Women both condemn a provision in the plan which could cut off individual civil suits. But government officials indicate the copper and aluminum industries will be hit next for similar anti-discrimination settlements. Former Attorney General John Mitchell has weathered some tough cross-examination at his conspiracy perjury trial. Correspondent Ann Compton has details in New York.
John Wing, the young prosecutor who's been putting in more than 2 years on this case, seemed to put all of his muscle into the cross-examination of John Mitchell. But the tougher the questioning, the harder Mitchell would rock back in the witness chair, never giving an inch, denying he ever flexed his own political muscle for Robert Vesco, who was in trouble with the government. Though Mitchell showed no signs of being rattled, he did slip at one point, addressing Prosecutor Wing as Mr. Dean, apparently thinking of John Dean, one of Mitchell's chief accusers in this conspiracy and perjury trial. Ann Compton, ABC News, New York.
Lebanon has asked the UN Security Council to take any appropriate means to stop Israeli attacks on Lebanese territory as retaliation for terrorist raids. Egypt warned in the debate that Israel would be responsible for any escalation of the Golan Heights fighting with Syria. In Paris, the South Vietnamese foreign minister has announced suspension of the peace talks with the Viet Cong until such time as battlefield attacks are replaced by evidence of goodwill from the Viet Cong. This is Information Radio News.
From the Kurt Murs Sports Desk, rain has washed out the opening round matches in the River Oaks tennis tournament in Houston, so all of those, plus tomorrow's, have been gathered into one bunch. All 16 of the opening round matches have been scheduled for tomorrow. The Kansas City Royals will play the Texas Rangers tomorrow and Wednesday. Steve Busby and Nelson Briles will pitch in that Texas series. St. Louis Cards lost to the Philadelphia Phillies tonight, 3-2, and East Tennessee State's Neil Cusack won the Boston Marathon today. The Kansas City outlook partly cloudy and cool tonight with a slight chance for showers and a low in the upper 30s. It'll be sunny and warmer tomorrow with a high in the 60s. Dan Henry, WDAF News.
The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome to the sounds of suspense. Justice, the noblest creation and the highest ideal of man. The foundation of all religion and the cornerstone of every law. Justice, the birthright of every human being on the face of the earth. Justice, we're brought up to believe in it, to expect it. But what about those people who suddenly discover that for them, there isn't any justice?
You just don't go around killing people, Eddie. But there are people who have to be killed. The war is over. It's been over for a long time.
No, it isn't. Not for me.
Eddie, you're home now. Don't you understand? What could we tell the police?
The truth.
We have no evidence.
That's why we have to hunt them down and kill them ourselves, so that justice can be done.
We can only have justice through the law.
Okay. Tell me. Will the law give us justice?
I just told you we have no evidence.
Okay. No justice from the law. So where And to whom do we go for justice? Tell me that. Does that mean there isn't going to be any justice?
Our mystery drama, Only the Dead Remember, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Sam Dan and stars Tony Roberts and Mandel Kramer. It is sponsored in part by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser, and by the Kellogg Company, makers of Kellogg's Special K cereal. I'll be back shortly with Act One.
There's nothing wrong with drinking Budweiser sip by sip, is there? Well, the brewers of Budweiser think there's a better way. Sipping's fine if you're drinking wine. But Bud is the king of beers, a hearty drink. Look, rinse a 10 or 12-ounce glass with cold water. Then open a can or bottle of Bud and pour it right down the middle so it kicks up a good head of foam. Now, take a big drink and then swallow big. No sips. That's how it should be done. More taste, more beer drinking enjoyment. Thanks to exclusive Beechwood aging, Budweiser has a smoothness that lets it go down especially easy. Sure, it's an expensive way to brew beer, but brewing beer right does make a difference. That's why when you say Budweiser, you've said it all. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
I've found the work to be really challenging, and I enjoy it a lot.
If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be in it.
People.
My orientation all my life has been, to help.
I wouldn't have been in Red Cross if I didn't care, about people.
People who care about other people.
It's an opportunity for me to help other people and to see my efforts and my skill pay off.
It's just a very rewarding feeling to think that some little thing you've done is going to help somebody else.
It's the joy you feel when you've helped someone.
People who help other people.
It's like anybody involved with Red Cross programs. They want to volunteer and they want to help.
They are just that type of person who will go out of their way to do anything for anybody at any time, and it carries over to the work they do for the Red Cross.
It's like they're there when you need them.
The people who are the good neighbor. The American Red Cross.
I think that anything you know in this world, if you don't use it when it's needed, what good is it?
For a long time, ever since he came home from one of our wars, Eddie Benson has been looking for someone. Those vital years of his life that might have been invested in a career, devoted to a family, have instead been devoured by an all-consuming search as Eddie Benson roamed the length and breadth of America, supporting himself by his nimble and sensitive fingers, playing the piano, in grimy saloons, in sophisticated night spots, but always looking, always listening, ever alert for a clue that could lead to his quarry. Well, now, tonight, suddenly the manhunt will come to an end in a cocktail lounge in a northwestern city just a few minutes before midnight. Odd how a search so intense could be climaxed by a discovery so casual. How so serious and deadly a crusade can be capped with a laugh. That laugh. Eddie Benson hasn't heard that laugh in years. That laugh. He would recognize it anywhere. It could only belong to one person. And now Eddie's fingers slide softly and swiftly over the keyboard and find a melody, a pretty little melody that has a special meaning for certain people, especially for that comfortable-looking man at the corner table. The man with that latch.
So I said to her, my dear, if I were to get married again, it'd be the triumph of hope over experience.
Yeah. Yes, sir, Mr. Jackson. That's a good one, all right. Oh, what's the matter, Mr. Jackson?
The matter?
You okay? You got a funny look on your face all of a sudden.
Hey, Millie.
You didn't get sick or something?
Who's that? Who's that playing the piano tonight?
Oh, there's some guy filling in for Woody. You know him?
No. For a minute, though, I thought he may look familiar. That's just my imagination. Millie?
What is it, Mr. Jackson?
Ask him if he'll,
You got a request, Mr. Jackson?
Yeah, I have. Ask him to quit playing that song.
You don't like it? It's kind of a catchy tune.
Just give him this. Tell him to play something else.
Eddie.
You got a request.
Request in reverse. Customer says to take this $10 and quit playing what you're playing now.
What's this character's name?
Jackson. R.J. Jackson.
I see. R.J. Jackson. Does he, live around here?
Oh, up on the hill. All kinds of money.
Figures.
Huh?
It's funny, Millie. How it ends. Where it ends. There were times I thought it would never end. All these years, it kind of took over, you know. It became a way of life.
Look, I wish I knew what you were talking about.
No, you don't, Millie. I think I'll split.
You mean walk out? You can't just walk out on the
How'd you like to make $10?
All depends.
You keep the 10 spot, and as soon as I'm out of here, you go up to him, good old R.J. Jackson, see, and you say to him, Mother Hennessy's chickens are coming home to roost.
You're kidding.
Say it. You're $10 ahead.
Yeah, but you can't just quit in the middle of playing.
Remember the chickens, Millie. See you around.
Yeah. Oh, boy. The more I get to know musicians. Now, how'd that go? Mother Hennessy's chickens, yeah. Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, the piano player, he wanted me to tell you something.
Yeah? I bet it's thanks. That's the easiest $10 he ever made.
Well, what he wanted to tell you was...
Yep. Well?
Well, he said, let's see, Mother Hennessy's chickens coming home to roost.
What's that?
I'm sure that's what he said. Mother Hennessy's chickens are...
No.
Mr. Jackson. Hey, somebody, give me a hand, quick, he's fainted.
Oh. What? Oh, go away. All right, I'm up. Yeah. Hello?
Tom Wilson?
Yeah, that's Tom Wilson. You know what time it is? It happens to...
I got a message for you, Tom. Mother Hennessy's chickens are coming home to roost.
What? What did you say? Who is this? Hello?
Hello?
Is Bill Traynor at home?
No, but I expect him. Who's calling?
Is this his wife?
Yes, I'm Liz Traynor.
Will you take a message?
Well, of course.
Tell him Mother Hennessy's chickens are coming home to roost.
Yes?
That's all.
You're joking. Hello? Oh, well.
Hi, darling.
Oh, Bill. You just missed a phone call.
Oh, never mind that. What'd the doctor say?
Oh, things are just fine. He'll be born on schedule.
You mean you won't take it, girl?
Darling, I'll take whatever we can get.
I can't believe it, honey. After all this time, everything is going our way. You know, Tom worked out the contract.
Oh, Bill. Oh, I'm so happy.
We're going to be rich, honey. We're going to own a business, and we're going to be parents. What were you saying about a phone call?
Oh, well, a man just called. Very mysterious.
Hmm?
He said to tell you that, let me see, Mother Hennessy's chickens are coming home to roost.
He said what?
Well, that's what he said. He hung up. Can it mean anything?
Oh, no, nothing at all. Just forget it.
What about dinner? Bill, dinner?
Did the man say anything else?
Bill, you're so pale.
Honey, believe me, this is really nothing that should concern you.
The key is the name Hennessy.
Where should we go to dinner?
Darling, you're trying to distract me. Hennessy, we don't know any Hennessy.
Look, honey, I've just been going at a very fast pace, and
Hennessy's chickens. That combination is familiar.
Darling, I'm really very hungry.
I've got it. Oh, I've got it. Your old army outfit is holding a reunion.
What do you know about my old army outfit?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all, except you and Tom Wilson were in it together. You were in Korea. You were prisoners, and you refused to talk about it, even to me.
Why do you say we're having a reunion?
Hennessy. What? Last year when we moved into this house, I was putting a lot of your old stuff away. There was an army picture of you and Tom Wilson. Well, you must have been all of 18, and 2 other young soldiers. In the middle, an older man, a sergeant. And underneath it, you had written, Mother Hennessy's chickens. It just clicked in my mind. That sergeant, that older man.
He was all of 26.
Well, his name was Hennessy, wasn't it?
Yes.
And he looked after all of you like a mother hen.
Yes.
And now you're having a reunion. Oh, Bill, what a wonderful person that Sergeant Hennessy. I want to meet him.
No, you can't.
Why?
He's dead.
Oh. Was he killed in the war?
In the prison camp.
Bill, that music, that piano. Don't you hear it? It's coming from the living room. Someone's playing the piano. I didn't hear anyone ring the bell. Well, let's go see.
No.
But someone's in the apartment.
Liz, stay here.
Bill.
I want you to stay in the bedroom.
Yes, but why?
Liz, in all the years we've been married, I never asked you to do anything just because I said so. But I'm asking you now, please.
All right, Bill.
Just for a while. Hello, Eddie.
Front door was open. I just walked in.
Well, you're welcome, Eddie. Been a long time.
A lifetime. Nice layout.
Yeah. I've done well.
I'm sure you deserve it.
I went to school on the GI Bill, became an engineer.
I always said you had the stuff, Billy.
I'm going to own a good-sized electronics company.
That's nice.
Our old buddy Tom Wilson, remember him?
Who could ever forget Tom?
Well, he's drawing up the contract. He became a lawyer. What about yourself, Eddie?
Me?
Yeah, a fellow with your talent, the way you could write songs like this one for Hennessy. We all figured we'd hear you doing Broadway musicals, coming up with top hits.
Well, I've been too busy.
Doing what?
Looking for somebody. Looking for an old friend of ours.
Bill, I had a phone call. The craziest phone call.
Hello, Tommy.
Eddie. Hey, Eddie Benson. It could only have been you. Where you been hiding?
Tom? Billy? I got the greatest news in the world. I found him. I finally found him.
You finally found who?
The needle in the haystack. 1 grain of sand on the beach. It was such a long time. It was such a long search.
Eddie, who did you find?
Who do you think? Myers.
Myers? R.J. Myers?
He doesn't call himself Myers anymore, but Still R.J., Robert Joseph, or as Hennessy said, our own little Bobby Joe.
That's incredible.
Except he's not so little anymore. He's a very portly gentleman these days.
You say you found him?
I found him.
What did you say to him, Eddie?
Nothing.
Well, how could you just say nothing?
Tom, you, Billy, and I, we've got nothing to say to Bobby Joe. I just made sure of where we could find him, and I came here to pick up you two guys.
Eddie.
I have a 45. What do you guys want to use?
Eddie, what are you saying?
I'm saying if we leave now, we can fly to where he is in less than 3 hours and kill him before midnight.
Kill. Into the pleasant, well-ordered, comfortable world of Bill Traynor and Tom Wilson, there suddenly intrudes a strange, terrifying, and ugly word. It's not a word of this world. It's a word that belongs to another world, a world of pain and horror, a world that they thought was dead and gone. We'll continue in that world when I return shortly with Act 2.
Great taste in the morning. Kellogg's has that wholesome taste to get you up and grinning.
This is Jerry Coffer for Kellogg's Special K. We've been having some fun in our television and radio commercials by using a ball and chain to symbolize the slight overweight problem common to so many of us. We point out that being a few pounds overweight is just a little more difficult for you. Climbing stairs, just walking around, even sitting down can feel, well, like you're wearing a ball and chain. In case you missed the message, it's this. If you really want to get rid of that extra weight, you really have to work at it by exercising and with sensible meals like the Special K breakfast. A 1-ounce bowl of Special K, America's favorite high-protein cereal, 4 ounces of skim milk, tomato juice, and coffee. Less than 240 calories. Nutritious and, by the way, delicious. So why not begin each day with a Special K breakfast and then keep up the good work? Special K can't help you lose weight all by itself, but it really is a good start.
Who knows how to help you solve your shopping problems? Your Better Business Bureau knows.
Sheriff, they're gone. Lock, stock, and barrel.
Those low-down polecats told me this new roof was guaranteed.
She's leaking like a sieve.
I'll help you with some good advice from the Better Business Bureau. Beware of the salesman who offers such a guarantee. Roof waterproofing requires skill and judgment. It may take several treatments to completely waterproof your roof. Remember, no known process is 100% guaranteed.
Thanks, partner. Now we're riding out.
Looking for them ornery polecats, Sheriff?
No, looking for some buckets before we drown in here.
Just another consumer tip from your Better Business Bureau.
When they were 19 years old, Eddie Benson, Bill Traynor, and Tom Wilson suffered and starved and froze in a prison camp in North Korea. Now it's a lifetime later, and to Tom and Bill, Korea is barely a dream. But Eddie Benson is still stuck deep in the nightmare, still determined to carry out a deadly promise they made to each other long ago.
I thought you two guys would be glad to see me. Now we can keep our promise.
What promise?
Tom, you're kidding, aren't you? Bill, you remember the promise the three of us made? Well, do you?
Yes.
It was more than a promise.
Eddie.
It was an oath.
Look, Eddie.
No, you look, Tom. You look back at a mound of dirt in that prison camp in Korea. You look back and see three guys, we three guys, were kneeling next to that mound of dirt because it's Hennessy's grave. Look back and hear us. hear us swear never to rest, never to stop, never to know a moment's peace until we kill Robert Joseph Myers.
Eddie, how could we just kill him?
How? Simple. Blow his brains out.
You live in another world, whether you realize it or not. Now, you just don't go around killing people.
That there are people who have to be killed, Tom.
You're not in combat. The war's over.
Not yet.
Eddie, you're home. There's the law. Now, what will you tell the police?
The truth.
What's the truth?
You know the truth as well as I do, Tom. Myers turned rat in Korea. He gave away our escape plan, and he got Hennessy killed for it.
But can you be sure it was Myers?
We know it was Myers. We knew, didn't we? Bill.
I guess we did. All right, tell me this. If we were so sure, why didn't we denounce him 6 months later after we were freed?
Why? You know why, Tom. You were the law student. You said don't denounce him.
I said?
You said. We had no hard evidence. A smart defense lawyer could get him acquitted at a court-martial. That's what you said.
All I said was I wished we had more evidence.
You said we would have to get Myers by ourselves. That's what you said. We would find him, kill him, and announce it to the whole world, and that's what we swore we would do. Do you remember, Bill?
I remember.
Tom?
All right, Eddie, all right. But that was a long time ago.
That doesn't mean it didn't happen.
No, but it means it happened in another time, in another place, under different rules.
In other words, you're not willing to do it.
I can't do it. I'm an attorney, a member of the bar. I simply cannot be an accessory to a felony.
Okay. Bill, what's your excuse?
I'm not aware that I need an excuse.
I spent my life looking for Bobby Joe so that justice could be done.
Eddie, we can only have justice through the law.
Okay. Tell me then. Will the law give us justice?
We have no evidence.
Okay. No justice from the law, then. Tell me. In that case, where and to whom can we go for justice? Well, does your silence mean there isn't going to be any justice?
Eddie.
Eddie what? Hennessy saved the lives of each of us more times than we can count. If it weren't for him, none of us would be around today. He was betrayed. He was murdered because of Robert Joseph Myers. Now, is that going to be the end of it?
Eddie, there are certain realities.
I know what you think, Tom. Bill, I want to hear you say something.
I wish I knew what to say. You've got nothing to lose, Eddie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it comes down to, doesn't it? I'm just Crazy Eddie, the piano player. You guys, pillars of the community. Rich, respectable, gutless. Well, I'll do it alone.
Eddie, there must be another way out of this.
Tell me about it.
Look, I don't want him to go unpunished either. But Eddie, what's wrong? Eddie?
I don't know.
Hey, Eddie.
Get me a drink of water.
Tom, hold on, or he's going to pass out.
Let him sleep.
What's the matter with him, Doctor?
Well, I'd say this man's been living on his nerves for a long, long time.
Well, what can we do for him?
Let him sleep. For a week, if you can. And whatever you do, see that nothing excites him.
I'm afraid that's going to be difficult.
Why?
Oh, it's a long story.
He needs rest. Needs calm. Call me tomorrow.
Yes, Doctor.
Bill.
Try to get some sleep, Eddie.
I feel so tired. I'll just rest a while, okay?
Sure.
I never felt so tired, except when we were in Korea. You remember?
Yeah.
Remember how Hennessy would keep us awake while we were on guard?
Sure.
You were his favorite?
Oh, he didn't play favorites.
He liked you. more than the rest of us because you were the best soldier.
Eddie, try to get some sleep.
I don't care about Tom, but you, especially you, have to help me kill Myers.
Eddie, you need your sleep.
Yeah. I'll sleep a little, and then when I feel stronger, we'll go get him. You have to help me, Bill. After all, if it weren't for you, if it weren't for you...
If it weren't for me, what, Eddie? Eddie?
Help me, Sergeant. Sergeant Hennessy, get me out of here. Hennessy, help me. Please, don't leave me alone.
Bill.
What?
Bill.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was having a nightmare.
Oh, darling, look, you just can't keep torturing yourself.
Oh, Liz, what am I going to do?
It'll be all right.
No, Liz, whatever I do, it won't be all right. It won't.
Oh, surely you just can't.
Just can't what?
I better not say any more.
Why did Eddie have to show up now?
Darling, what are you going to do?
I don't know. But I just can't go and kill Myers. It would be throwing away my whole life. Yours as well. Liz, please help me.
I can't help you. No one can help you.
It's all set. We have the closing tomorrow. You'll own a factory, Bill, my friend.
Yeah.
Is Eddie better?
Yeah. He's sitting up now. He's getting an appetite. In a couple of days, the doctor says he can be out of bed.
You know what we have to do, don't you? We have to get word to Myers somehow. I don't like this any more than you do, but we have to warn him to keep out of sight for a while.
I suppose.
Has he told you where Myers is living?
No. He won't even tell me what name Myers is using.
Why?
I don't think he trusts Tom. He thinks we betrayed him and Hennessy.
Bill.
Look, Tom, what's the use? In a sense, we have betrayed Hennessy. We've even betrayed ourselves.
It's all part of what you have to do to live. Now, we must find out where Myers is.
Eddie won't tell me.
He might tell me. I'll get it out of him somehow. We'll save him yet, in spite of himself.
Oh, I'm freezing. It's so cold. So cold.
Bill, darling, you're having a bad dream.
What?
Wake up.
Can we build a fire? Why won't they let us build a fire?
Bill!
A fire?
Bill, please.
Why can't they let us have a fire?
Bill.
Eddie?
Yes.
Eddie?
We gotta break out of here tomorrow night. Hennessy said to tell you.
We won't have a chance. We better not.
We'll die if we stay here, Tom.
He's right, Tom.
You guys know where we have to meet?
Yeah, Tom and I know. Did you tell Myers?
No.
Why not?
Myers isn't going.
Why not?
Shut up, Bill.
You can't tell he's around.
Hennessy says Myers can't cut it.
But he's one of us. We can't leave him here.
Hennessy says we can't take a chance on him.
No.
No what?
Without Hennessy and us around to protect him, he'll die here. I'm going to talk to Hennessy. I'll convince him. I'll convince Hennessy that we have got to take Myers. I'll convince him.
Bill, wake up. Darling, you're dreaming again.
What? Yeah. Oh.
Bill, are you all right?
Yeah. I'm all right.
Oh.
Only sometimes I don't know which is the dream. This or Korea. Hi, darling.
Oh, hello, Bill. Tom's here.
Oh?
Yeah, he's inside talking to Eddie.
Yeah, I've got something to say to Eddie, too. Look, I almost forgot you saw the doctor today. Is there anything?
Oh, everything's just fine.
Oh, Liz, this should be the happiest part of my life.
I know, Bill.
I'll be right out. Well, how is everybody?
I want to thank you for everything, Bill.
Oh, it's nothing.
I'm leaving tonight.
Leaving? Where to?
There's a promise I have to keep.
See if you can talk him out of it, Bill. He won't listen to me. He won't tell me anything either.
I won't try to talk you out of anything, Eddie. I want to go with you.
Bill.
What for? To help me or to stop me?
I don't know. I just feel that I have to face Myers with you. And then... Well, right now, I don't know.
Fellas, if this is the way the conversation is going, I have to leave. I can't be part of what happens.
Well, Eddie, where are we going?
I'll tell you when we get there.
What's the matter? Don't you trust me?
Are you going to try to save him?
I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're in this because you tried to save him the last time, you remember?
Yes, I remember. When are we leaving?
Tonight.
All right, I'll go pack.
You don't need much. Just a toothbrush, a razor, and a revolver.
The decisions have been made. Or have they? Tom stays, Bill goes. But what is it that Bill will do when he faces Myers? Right now, his emotions are those of a 19-year-old. But how long can those emotions sustain a man who is close to 40? We'll know when I return shortly with Act 3.
Hello, this is Goldilocks. It seems like only yesterday that I was a little girl tasting porridge. You know, this one's too hot. This one's too cold. And now I conduct taste tests on diet drinks. And there's one I must tell you about. Sugar-free diet 7-Up. It has a fresh, natural, delicious taste. It drives my taste-o-meter crazy. Sugar-free diet 7-Up. This one's just right.
Hi, I'm Nanette Fabre. 11 million Americans have an untreated hearing problem, including 3 million school-age kids. I was one of those kids, but I got help. Most hard-of-hearing people can be helped either medically or through amplification. There is a Better Business Bureau booklet that may help you, and it's free. Write Better Hearing Institute, Box 1840. That's 1840, Washington, D.C. You want to hear what you're missing.
Pollution, crime, substandard housing, energy crisis, corruption, inequality, vandalism. If you don't like these conditions, you can do something about it. Law Day, May 1st, reminds us that the great thing about our system is that people can have a voice in improving it if they understand it and if they use that voice in the many ways possible. Through involvement like helping to register voters, campaigning for candidates, voting. People of all ages can work to bring about change lawfully. But with almost half the population under 25, youth can make the difference. Learning what can be done and how should begin at an early age. Law Day urges young America to lead the way. Help preserve good laws. Help change bad laws. Help make better laws. A public service message of the American Bar Association and your state and local bar associations.
Many of us spend our lives searching for the truth. But what is the truth? When are we closest to the basic essence of our existence? Is it when we have the experience and wisdom of age, or the fire and idealism of youth? We keep asking, what is the truth? The answer is, each man must find his own truth.
Liz, Eddie's gone.
Yes, I know.
You know?
Well, I went into his room to see if he was up to having dinner, and he wasn't there.
But I was supposed to go with him.
I know that, too.
How did you know? I didn't tell you.
Darling, you didn't have to tell me.
Well, then how?
I have faith in you, Bill. I have faith that in the end you will do what's right.
Looks as if I'm not going to do anything with Eddie gone.
Do you really want to find him?
But how? How could I even begin to look?
I know where he went.
You know? How do you know?
Well, while he was sick, I sent his clothes to the cleaners, and in his pocket there was an airline return ticket.
A ticket to where?
Now, look, Bill, I won't tell you unless you take me with you.
And you can't go in your condition?
Bill, Bill, we have to do this together.
But it might be dangerous.
You're wasting our time, Bill. We should be getting the next plane for Central City.
Oh, boy, I didn't realize how hungry I was.
Well, we missed dinner last night.
Now, tell me something. How do we find Eddie in a city this size?
Where's the waitress? Oh, miss. Oh, could you bring us the morning paper, please?
How's the paper going to help us?
Well, the paper would carry ads for the night spots where he might have worked.
Hey, it's right. If he found Myers, it would probably be in a bar or a club.
Yes. Oh, thank you, miss.
All right, darling, you go through the ads. I'll just sit and finish this coffee. Then I'll start looking for Eddie.
Well, I intend to go with you.
Oh, no. No, you don't. It's miserable out. It's snowy. Now, you stay in the hotel. I can find him.
Bill. Oh, Bill, we won't find Eddie.
What do you mean?
Look at what it says. Here in the paper.
Let's see.
Yeah. Eddie is dead.
What? Musician found shot to death. Police puzzled by mysterious murder. Body discovered in hotel room. No apparent motive. Eddie dead? How can he be? Only yesterday.
Well, do the police have anything to go on?
No, it says here no leads, no clues. Liz, it had to happen last night. Someone was waiting for him. It has to be Myers.
Well, look, we'd better tell the police.
But Eddie said that's not the name Myers is using. We don't know who he is.
Liz, Bill.
Tom, what are you doing here?
I just got in. I checked the hotels and ran you down.
Then you know.
Yeah, I saw it in the paper. That's why I flew out here.
But, Tom...
What?
How could you...
Liz, what is it?
Oh, nothing.
Poor Eddie. You know what this means? We're both in trouble now, you and I.
Why?
It's obvious Myers knew Eddie was after him, so he killed him.
Tom, we have no choice. We have got to find Myers.
But while we don't know who he is, he knows who we are. In this big city, who is Myers? He could kill us from ambush and get away with it.
Oh, Bill.
Of course, there's one thing we could do.
Yes?
Call it off.
How?
Take the next plane out of here. That would be our way of telling Myers it's all over.
Is that what you want to do?
I'm not saying it's what I want to do. I'm listing our options.
I think we have to find Myers, Tom. This time we can turn him over to justice. Oh, it's funny the way it worked out. Eddie had to die so that justice could settle accounts with Myers.
We have to find him first.
All right, we'll try all the music places. Liz, you stay here and stick close to the phones. If either of us gets a lead, we'll be in touch.
Hello?
Darling?
Oh, any luck?
No. Has Tom phoned in?
Not yet.
Well, let's hope we get lucky.
Bill, something bothers me. It must be my imagination again.
Why? What is it?
I don't know, but it has something to do with Tom.
What?
I can't put my finger on it. Just something that doesn't sound right.
Well, what, honey? What could be wrong about Tom?
Bill, now I know.
Wait a minute, darling. I'll call you later. Miss?
Oh, yes, sir. Care to order?
That tune. Would you ask the piano player where he learned it?
He learned it from me. I hum it all the time. You know, he says to me, "Hey, Millie, I like that." Now he plays it all the time.
I knew the man who wrote it. Eddie Benson.
Oh, you knew Eddie?
Sure, we were good friends.
It's a shame what happened to him. He was, I don't know, somebody once told me a word. Mercurial. Yeah, he was a mercurial character.
That he was.
A guy like him. Oh, he got a lot of people sore at him. Well, at least he left a pretty tune to remember him by. I just can't get it out of my head. Everybody loves it. Well, almost everybody. I know one character who didn't.
That so?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, it was Eddie's last night on the job. He was playing the tune. And And this guy, he comes in here all the time, this guy wanted to give him $10 just to quit playing it.
You're kidding.
No, it's a fact.
Do you know the guy?
Oh, sure. He's a regular. Oh, he hasn't been in lately. Yeah. One thing I gotta say about old R.J. Jackson, he's got a tin ear.
R.J. Jackson. Tell me more about him.
Hello?
Liz, I found him.
How?
I'll tell you later. His name is R.J. Jackson. He has a place out in the country up in the mountains. I'm going there now.
Oh, Bill.
As soon as Tom checks in with you, tell him to take Route 603 to Mountain Lane. Turn right and go up the hill as far as he can. That's the place.
But, Bill, there's so much snow.
They keep the roads clear up there.
Bill, I must tell you. I know what bothers me about
Liz,
Tom.
I want to get started.
Look, how did Tom know to come to Central City? We didn't tell him where we were going.
He said he read about Eddie in the morning paper.
Yes, but Tom was already in Central City early this morning. How did he get
Darling,
here?
you're talking about Tom. Now, I'm sure he... Look, honey, I have got to be on my way. Hi, Tom. Glad you made it.
Yeah. I guess this is as far as the car can take us. It's that house on the top of the hill.
Yeah.
I think we should have sent the police.
How? Once again, we don't have the evidence?
Now, what are we going up there for? To kill him ourselves?
No. I think we can get a confession out of him.
Oh, sure.
Now, look, he's human. He's got a guilty conscience. He'll break down. He has to. Now, come on. Boy, looks like Korea, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Miles of nothing. You could just sink into the snow. It could just be the end of everything.
That's far enough.
What?
Stay where you are.
Look in the doorway. It's Myers.
He's got a rifle.
You're trespassing. Now get out of here, or I'll shoot.
You wouldn't shoot us, Myers.
My name isn't Myers. Now get out of here.
We have to talk with you, R.J. We're coming up.
I'm warning you.
Come on, R.J. You can't get away with it. Look out! Hit the ground.
Stay low, Tom. There's a line of trees leading up to the house. We'll work our way in.
Hell, this guy can kill both of us.
I don't think he wants to.
Are you crazy? This is the man who just killed Eddie last night.
Right now, he's scared. Come on. Head for those trees.
Keep away! Keep away!
We'll try for that stone fence. Tom, what? Put your gun away.
I'm not going to let him pick me off. He'll show himself in the doorway when he wants to shoot again.
Don't. He's only trying to scare us off.
I see him.
Don't, Tom. Don't.
I got him. Look. He's on the ground.
Hurry up. Come on. R.J.
Don't kill me. Don't shoot again. Get me a doctor.
You'll get a doctor. But first, we'll get a confession. Now, you sold us out in the prison camp. Confess.
No, I didn't tell.
Let him alone. He'll confess later. Let's bring him inside.
No, he'll confess now. And when Eddie Benson found you, you shot him.
No, I didn't.
Then who did?
I'm hurt bad. Get me to a doctor. Bill, you were always a good guy. Help me.
R.J., it was a long time ago. The world's forgotten. I don't even think you could be brought to trial for it. It's just among the three of us. Now, I want you to confess.
I didn't do it. Honest, I didn't do it.
You did, because you didn't show up. You stayed behind. You told the guard.
No.
What did they give you? Did you have to kill Eddie, too?
I didn't kill anybody.
Yes, you did. We can get the waitress to testify. She'll tell how you saw Eddie in the lounge, how you passed out.
Well, sure, I was scared. Because you guys always thought it was me. But it could have been anybody. You, Tom.
What?
Or you, Bill. Or even Eddie himself.
Let's drag him down to my car and bring him in.
Tom.
Now, please. Haven't I suffered enough?
No, it's not enough.
Tom, how did you know about the waitress?
Huh?
How did you know about the waitress?
What? You told me.
No, I didn't tell you anything about the waitress. I just left a message for you to meet me here.
Well, Well, you must have said something about it to Liz.
But I didn't.
Well, then, how would I know?
How? Because Eddie told you.
Eddie? Why would Eddie tell me?
You said you could get it out of him. Did you tell him that I would never help him, but that you would? Is that how you got him to trust you?
Oh, come on. Why would I want to kill Eddie?
Because of that talk we had in my house. Maybe unconsciously, both Eddie and I started to think. Why were we always convinced that R.J. was the informer? Because you were the first one to accuse him. And who said not to denounce him to the Army? You did, Tom. And who said let's hunt him down ourselves? You did. Why? Because you knew it would be impossible. You knew we would settle down in a civilian life and forget it.
Bill, you've got it wrong.
But you didn't figure on Eddie. You didn't figure one of us would spend his whole life.
Bill, you know me.
Everywhere you turn, it's you, Tom. You with all the shrewd answers. Why did you have to kill Eddie?
Because he was starting to talk just like you are. And then he figured it out. And he wanted to kill me. So I had to kill him. It was self-defense. I had to kill him. It was like it used to be. Back in combat. Kill or be killed.
You were the informer.
No, I informed, but I wasn't the informer. I just didn't do what Hennessy ordered. I didn't cover my tracks. That's why they found us.
What did they pay you?
Nothing. I wanted us to get caught.
You wanted it? Why?
Well, Hennessy was wrong. The only time in his life he was wrong. We could never have made it, Bill. All of us would have died in the snow. I was trying to save our lives. I tried to explain it to Hennessy. I tried, but he wouldn't listen. He would only say in that way of his, "Trust me, kid. It'll be okay." And I keep trying to explain to him. Believe me, I try. Every night for the last 20 years, I try to make him see it, but I can't find him. He's out there in the snow, and I can't find him.
All right, Tom, we better go back to town.
No, wait here. I'll find him. He can't have gone far. I'll find him. I'll explain why I did it. He'll forgive me. He'll understand.
Stop him,
why I did
Bill.
it.
Stop him. He'll get lost out there. He'll freeze to death.
I can't leave you, R.J. I have to get you to a doctor. We'll come back for Tom. Later.
They found Tom Wilson later. Much later. About the time of the spring thaw. The snow, the ice had preserved the final expression on his face. It was one of peace and calm. As if he had actually found Hennessy, and Hennessy had forgiven him. Well, Hennessy would. He was that kind of man. I'll be back shortly.
Oh, sure. You can talk about good-tasting diet drinks, but I know. I'm Goldilocks, and here at my taste-testing laboratory, I taste-test them all. And nobody's been drinking my diet drinks until I tested sugar-free Diet 7-Up. And then, kabloomy! Every bear wanted some. Diet 7-Up is fresh, natural, delicious. Sugar-free Diet 7-Up. This one's just right.
You've finally made your gift list. Your neighbor's child is 2, your niece is 6, and nephew is 7. But before you go to the toy store, there's something else you should do. Write Toys, Washington, D.C., 20207 for a free booklet on toy safety. That's Toys, Washington, D.C., 20207. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission.
The boy dreams. The man does. It's what we call the generation gap. And this is not the distance between parents and children. It is the unbridgeable abyss between what a man is today and what he wanted to be yesterday. But that's because you can only be young once. something you can do more than once is listen. You can listen again and again to our Mystery Theater tales. Our cast included Tony Roberts, Mandel Kramer, George Petrie, Bryna Rayburn, and Lon Clark. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
Now, what made you do a thing like that?
I couldn't help it. It just came out. We were talking, and I told him about what happened to you that night.
Nothing happened to me that night. It was just a mistake.
You fainted. There wasn't any mistake about that.
Fainted? What kind of a word is that? Old ladies faint. Me, I just conked out for a couple of minutes.
Yes, but the reason...
Never mind the reason. You still trying to tell me I'm nuts? I didn't see that guy in the elevator?
No, I'm not saying that.
Because I did see him. Understand? He was some kind of freak, that's all. And maybe somebody who had a bad accident.
But a man without a mouth... It's so incredible. I mean, how can anyone live without a mouth?
This guy was alive. I seen him.
Yes, and he scared you so much.
Did you cut that out?
Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by new sugar-free Diet 7-Up. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
WDAF, Kansas City.